TheBoxingVoice.com is brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services. El Camino Electric has over 15 years of commercial experience with startup companies, work consisting of design build, clean room fabrications, lithography labs, test labs, special tools, and equipment installs. El Camino Electrical specializes in the install of EVC from the start of the project to the finish. El Camino Electrical Services is an established commercial electrical contractor with the ability and experience to carry out industrial and commercial work. Services include design build, electric vehicle supply equipment infrastructure, semiconductor fabrication clean rooms, special equipment and tools, startup companies, turnkey installation, electrical vehicle supply equipment infrastructure. So head over to elcaminoelectricalservices.com for all your electrical needs. Have you ever wanted to hear the host discuss a subject that wasn't on the agenda? Or worse, have you been denied the chance to introduce a topic because of the time restrictions of the show? Do you have an idea for a show? Something that is not being covered or talked about in today's boxing media, but is important to you? Would you like the opportunity to control the Boxing Voice conversation and have TBV's entertaining panel discuss your topic with their brand of diverse opinions and entertaining banter? Now, the Boxing Voice is giving you, the listener, the power, total control. With our new on-demand service, you can contribute to the conversation in a way that isn't being offered anywhere else. Finally, you can get the exact show you want with all the same unpredictability you've come to expect from our live radio show podcast. Simply fill out the form below, decide from our many options, and give us your concept. That's not all. TBV On Demand is giving you full control by allowing you to choose the date and time. Plus, for the first time in radio history, we will be giving you the opportunity to become part of the show by deciding how involved you want to be.
You're listening to The Boxing Voice.
Welcome back, boxing fans.
Blood is good. Blood is emotion. Too much blood coming out of the eye. Blood is a story.
Blood pouring right into his eye.
Blood is what we want to see in terms of passion.
Blood streaming now from the cut in the eye, the nose, his mouth, his cheeks swollen, and he's still drawing.
What we need is a very good fight.
We have Heather, the Heat Hardy is the truth.
Listen to me. I think I need to talk to you every night because you make me smile and blush. Oh, yeah.
Never been a lame-o, never been a lame-o. Yeah, I love the strip. I'm okay.
You're serious? You're serious?
And that's the good thing about UK. That's why I can't hate on them guys, man. They love fucking boxing.
Some fighters in England, they are bums.
Did you hear what this idiot just said?
Yo, son, you're gonna get your ass beat by Molina, son.
Are you fucking kidding me? He's overrated.
You can push it from me right now.
For the interview?
Yes. Get your hands, go. Get out of here, bro. Go home.
What that shit? You want the title shot at the field? You not even honest? You want the title shot at the field?
BoxingVoice.com.
This is why we use the word sensation.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I'm your host, Nestor Gibbs, and you can find me on Twitter at NestGTO. And we're going to be giving you today your Luis Ortiz versus Tony Thompson plus Jessie Vargas versus Sadam Ali reviews. Now, both these fights ended in exciting fashion, so there's a lot to talk about. Plus, there was a bunch of stuff happening all over the country and the world in boxing. Lucas Brown also became one version of a heavyweight champion. Tony Harrison got himself back in the win column. So there's just much to discuss. And we're going to go ahead and introduce some of our hosts here. We're going to go straight up to the professor, the one and only.
You want the title shot at the field? He's not even honest. You want the title shot at the field?
Nice weekend. Great work from you down in Washington, man. Washington, D.C. Excellent coverage. And I'm interested to hear what you are going to tell us about what went down at that card.
So much to talk about. Definitely have a lot of inside stuff, but I did release the behind the scenes footage. You can find it on the YouTube channel, and you can get whatever I'm going to say now in visual, which is always important, right? Let me see. I don't know. We're going to go ahead and move a little bit forward. I think Mario is going to be there or coming on in a little bit later, but I want to remind everybody we're giving away this Gennady Golovkin glove. So remember to head on over to ThaBoxingvoice.com and drop a $1.40 donation. That automatically puts you in the running for this glove, and obviously, your donations go to buy more gloves to keep giving it to you guys for $1. So definitely head on over there to ThaBoxingvoice.com, and if you're interested, go ahead, drop that donation. If not, drop that donation because you're supporting the team. Speaking of supporters, I'm going to go ahead and jump straight into that. Pound for pound supporters for this week, my boy Jay Aguilar, shout out to you. Michael Caparelli, shout out to you. And Jeffrey's going to help us again, but this will be Jeffrey's last time helping us with our good friend here. Beeb, you want to try? Actually, no, Beeb, you can't try.
Mashtak Kowalsin.
Mashtak Kowalsin, that's 3 weeks in a row. I mean, talk about being pound for pound, holding your weeks in the list, because that's actually how it works. How many weeks the champion's been on a pound for pound list if you go according to the Ring magazine, right? So it's really funny. MK, as he wants to be called now, because he's having fun with us, butcher his name and Jeffrey say it. But he said, thanks for the shout out, brother. I'm having real fun to hear you guys trying to pronounce my name. Just call me MK. It'll be easy for everybody. So shout out to you, MK. Thank you for being a pound for pound supporter. And Roger Del Campo, shout out to you. Sound Dominican. Maybe you are, maybe you're not, but definitely sound Latin, right? Shout out to you. And Kevin Gramillo, another sounding Latin. Now, a big shout out to my man Milk and Juice. We're going to go by Milk and Juice. He is the one that put together that very beautiful animated GIF that we're using on our Instagram, both me, Beeb, hopefully all of them. I sent it to everybody so that we can, so that all our fans, all our watchers, listeners, whatever that follow us on Instagram can see that we're live, and it's really cool. So head on over to NESGTO or at ThaBoxingVoice and check it out, because at least I know they're for sure they're there, right? So okay, now the number to call in obviously is 646-478-3068. Very important that if you want to talk to the host, you press 1. And it looks like from Corpus Christi, he's in town.
It's me, Mario.
What's going on, guys? Don't want to ruin the flow of the show, so let's get into it.
Nothing to ruin, brother. We're just starting, and we're getting in the gear now. Remember, anybody that has anything to say about the show, please use that hashtag TBV Podcast. So that we can obviously continue that thread, because it is working, let me tell you. I have so much to say about Washington, D.C., and just how powerful the Boxing Voice is. The presence of the Boxing Voice is powerful in D.C. And before I get too far away, I want to head up to some iTunes reviews. I always ask you guys to drop those five-star reviews. I say how important it is, right? And I mentioned that it's extremely important. Well, the point is they really are, and here we go. We got one coming in from the UAE, right? I don't know if this is the same person or not. MK, I don't know if it's MK, but we'll see. Listening for the last 2 years. Wow, that is a long time. And he says here, listening for the last 2 years, filled in that spot in my heart with satisfaction and joy. From Nestor's micro-bullying to Habib's knowledge to James' extra detailed breakdowns to Mario's weird but cool views to casual views to no more Robbie, thank God. And most remarkable, the callers. You will feel as if you're finally amongst your peers who love talking and understanding boxing. No weird looks from people, faces when you talk fight or talk about fights. Highly recommend the Boxing Voice if you're an enthusiast. Enjoy. That's an excellent fucking review. Shout out to you, my friend. That's how you write a review. 5-star review to you. Thank you very much. Oh, it was MK. MK living in UAE. So MK being a pound for pound supporter and dropping that 5-star review. Now that's how you do. MK, you know what? I'm dropping the ball. MK. Matter of fact, that's what you get, MK. That's what you get.
If you want me to do the next one, I can do the next one right
Absolutely.
here, Ness. So we got one more, and this is from SJ Bulldog from the UK. Plenty of love from the UK, like always. This was a 5-star review on iTunes back on February 25th of this year. So Bulldog says, this show is one of the greatest set of hosts. This show has one of the greatest set of hosts who don't only show a great knowledge of boxing, but they allow everyone to have a fair say in the end. Even if there is a disagreement, it all results in love. The balance between the jokes and the serious discussions are on point, and this show just makes my love for boxing grow so much. Thanks, lads. Plus the website. Oh, my bad. Yeah, so that's good right there from Bulldog. I mean, I appreciate that. And the best thing right there is that wasn't just a Beeb love fest. That was UK love for all of us.
Yeah, man. Interestingly enough, I didn't expect that. So if you're listening on YouTube, obviously we're just getting the engines going. So hit that like button. Make sure you share it on any social media that you may have. And remember, the best way always to listen to the show is right here on YouTube, and obviously on iTunes the next day. Other platforms tend to be a little less consistent. But remember, again, that number is 646-478-3068. If you want to speak to any of the hosts or just let it off your chest, remember to press 1. We're going to go ahead and start this thing up, man. We're going to recap with what everybody's here for. Luis Ortiz putting the hands on Tony Thompson. Now, first and foremost, what I'll say is that Luis Ortiz is about 238 pounds when I seen him on Wednesday. Like I said, on Thursday, he was light on his feet. Now, I have to go back and watch it. Remember, I'm a road warrior. This was a 4-hour trip there. We worked all night. If you followed me on Instagram, you got a lot of that and got to see pretty much every step of the way, from the food to the hotel to the arena, everything. So, you know, I didn't have time to see any of the other fights or even see this one particularly on television. And I know that you can miss some things watching it live. Now, I will say this. Watching it live, I kind of wanted him to do it quicker, but can I be, can I be that shallow that like 2 rounds is a difference, or 1 round? Because I think I said, he'd stop him before 5, right? But Luis Ortiz, he is what he is, man. He's dangerous, and it's going to be very interesting to see if people are actually going to get in the ring with him. I had some very interesting conversations, guys, with his manager, and I'm going to kick the ball actually to you guys and see, just what were your thoughts on that fight, and then I'll come back and give you any insights that I have, from being backstage with them and being with the camp this week. They actually invited us to Miami. So I'm going, because he's going to fight on the Canelo Alvarez undercard. That's what you will find out here on the Boxing Voice. That's pretty much breaking. I mean, I'm pretty sure whoever was next to me heard that also. But, he's going to be fighting on the Canelo undercard. So we might make the trip to Miami just to cover his training camp. It was interesting, though. What I will say is, earlier in the show, I said that Washington really has a lot of love and gives support to the Boxing Voice. And, wow, it's amazing. Shout out to Reggie. Reggie was at the D.C. Armory in Washington, D.C. live for the fights. But what's interesting about Reggie, guys, is that he's the cut man for Alantez Fox, for Mekhi Fox. He's been the cut man for quite a few. The point is that, man, he gave me a list yesterday, and he listens to the show, so that was shocking. I was just getting tapped left and right, of people that listened to the show and that wanted to take pictures, and I posted all the ones that I could. I still got some more, obviously, again, with shooting, driving, interviewing, I couldn't get everything up, but I just want to say thank you to everyone that came up to me. You have more courage than I. But I'm sure that I gave you a warm welcome, the minute I noticed you. because, man, when I turned around and that guy tapped me on my shoulder and he had the Boxing Voice shirt on, I was like, whoa! Like, it was like somebody stabbed me to see it because, you know, I was interviewing Dominic Wade. So he just waited and he tapped me. And I turned, I'm like, oh, shit, I seen the logo. And I'm like, yo, what is up? Right away, a big old smile on my face. And it was just amazing, right? So then me and him start talking boxing and a random stranger. And this is the you know, this one, you know what I mean? The original logo, right? So a random stranger walks by, he's like, yo, that's a nice shirt. I'm like, look at this shit, you know what I mean? So, you know, it's just awesome to see where we've come. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this fight because people felt differently in the arena. So let me see.
Well, I'm going to say this. I did watch it on TV, obviously, and so it's different, obviously, as everybody knows from the arena to the TV. I felt it was a huge, huge miss last night. Huge miss, and I'm going to tell you why. And it's kind of unfair, and this might be another weird but cool view that Mario has, but listen, Luis Ortiz did something at the end of the year that no other heavyweight did other than Tyson Fury, but really Tyson Fury didn't do it. It was Vladimir Klitschko that did it. Luis Ortiz made the most out of beating Bryant Jennings. If any other heavyweight beats Bryant Jennings along those terms, look, Klitschko beat Bryant Jennings and didn't do anything. Luis Ortiz went from relatively unknown in the hardcore circles to skyrocketing to the most dangerous, most avoided heavyweight in boxing today with that one fight against Bryant Jennings. Like, come on, like, no one's been avoiding him for years. He hasn't been on this cusp for years. Like, let's not pull that shit. He's not Paul Williams. He's not Winky Wright. That's not what's been going on. I'm not saying he won't be, and I'm not saying he's not right now. I'm just saying that's not his reputation. They just handed him that shit because of what he got out of the Bryant Jennings fight. He did more with that one fight than any other heavyweight did with any of their fights in 2015. That said, he did nothing with this outing. Absolutely nothing. And it's unfair to him because there were so many other great heavyweights that should have been in that ring. And I admire Tony Thompson. It's not like he laid there, you know. I mean, he did for a while, but he used his jab. He even hit Luis Ortiz with some really good left hands in the second round. You know, he just sat back way too much. He let Luis Ortiz pick his moments. I mean, what did y'all see? Let me guess, Beep. Your breakdown's going to be 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, because that's what it was all night. It was there to hit that left hand. I mean, he could have ended the fight at any point. We know that. We know that. You know, in that second round, I think when he scored that knockdown at the end, the reason why Luis Ortiz went so hard.
Already dialed into this show.
The reason
Only
why
one host is allowed per show. Thank you for
was
using.
Because he was upset at that round. He was upset that Tony Thompson could have been given that round, and so he went after him. If he would have that aggression the rest of the night, finish the fight, I guess it would have looked like a joke. They had to kind of put on a farce. At the end of the day, I don't feel bad for the Washington fans because they got their money's worth with the co-main event, which I'm sure we'll talk about in a little bit. Listen, he did absolutely nothing with the outing. He is in no better place than he was on March 3rd than he was today. And so it's to me, it was a waste of an outing. You know, he could have gone out there. I mean, he could have tried to at least score a spectacular knockout, but at the end of the day, he got the job done. And again, I don't blame him. There were so many other better heavyweights that could have been in the ring, but at times he looked sluggish. At times it looked like he didn't even want to really be there. It was like he was waiting for Tony Thompson to fall into his left hand at times, but he didn't throw as many punches as he's done before. So overall, I give him like a B minus rating, which is pretty rough when you think about it. When he got the knockout, the stoppage as early as he did, with 3 of them as well. B.
This was the only fighter, I think, out there right now that could have done this to Tony Thompson and probably wouldn't get credit for it. And that's no knock on other people's opinion. That's just because the bar was set so high, and anything less than a second-round knockout or a third-round knockout, he was going to be scrutinized. And in all fairness, Tony Thompson's a spoiler. He's a guy that not many people look good against. He's a guy that does not go away quietly. He knows how just to lean enough away, just enough distance away to get out of the way of your punches. So I don't think this was a bad performance, and I don't think this is a performance that maybe elevates Ortiz, but it doesn't set him back either. So I don't think this fight was designed to elevate Luis Ortiz. This was a fight that was a stay busy fight essentially, because at the time, everyone's kind of tied up in this division right now. A lot of big fights are either made or they're in the process of being made, so he can't get those names he wants right away. And also, let's take into consideration change up of opponent. Tony Thompson, a southpaw, and then you could say, well, Ortiz is a southpaw too, but southpaws aren't really used to facing each other. They're used to fighting orthodox fighters, so that's more of along the lines of what they do. So change up of opponents, guy who's kind of not is hard to look good against. Taking all those things into consideration, Ortiz did what he had to do. He hurt him with every single punch he threw, won every single second of every round. A lot of people said 4 rounds. A lot of people said 5 rounds. Okay, it was 6. Kill the guy. He was 1 off or 2 off, whatever the case may be. All in all, this was just something that had to happen at this particular time. It was kind of a necessary evil, and it is what it is, and that's how I look at it. I'm not ready to grab the pitchfork and be up in arms about this fight, but again, it is what it is, and there were no surprises here.
Damn, did he look that bad on TV?
I don't think so, but again, the bar was set so high for him and the bar was set so low for Tony Thompson that anything less than I said, a second-round knockout was not going to be enough.
Mario, did you get that feeling as well? I mean, do you agree with Beep?
Listen, I'm going to disagree with this about Beep. And I agree with everything he said, with the exception of one aspect. He said this fight wasn't meant to elevate Ortiz, end quote. No, I'm just kidding. He said that this fight wasn't meant to elevate Ortiz. Okay, I don't get that. At this level, how can any fight on HBO not be meant to elevate the fighter? And I understand the lateness of the replacement and who it was. But for me, it's like saying, you're going to the gym. Man, I hope I gain no muscle and lose no muscle today. You know what I mean? It's one of those. It's one of those things where you got to get something out of it. You got to try. And maybe at the end of the day, he just added to his knockout, highlight reel package, and he's got 3 nice ones that he can show, and they were all highlighting his best punch. But I don't know. He let Tony Thompson bring him down. He let Tony Thompson affect the way that he fought. Tony Thompson, listen, I don't think he's a bad fighter, and I would give him credit if it was Tony Thompson that had a full 100% weight cut. I'm not weight cut, but training camp. Okay, it would have been the Tony Thompson that wasn't called 2 weeks before and admitted that he was getting off the couch. Because that's the other thing. He admitted that he was not in the gym, that he was not ready, that he was taking this fight simply because he was taking this fight. The guy wore a shirt at the weigh-ins for a reason. Now, when you look at all of those factors and you gauge the fight, yes, it's easy to scrutinize him. But I see Beep's point. When you're a casual fan and you're just getting back into the heavyweight picture, you don't know any of these guys. In fact, maybe you recognize Tony Thompson's name and you think, wow, this guy did this to Tony Thompson. And in that sense, it was a great outing. But the performance was somewhat, in my opinion, sluggish. I think he let the fact that Tony Thompson wasn't going to press, wasn't going to go out there and use the cardio that he didn't have. I think Ortiz was more than fine with sitting back and waiting for that knockout to come, and that didn't look great on TV.
But Mario, just to counter one of your points, the thing I'm looking at is you're a top-level fighter, and you're fighting someone who's like a 10 to 15 to 1 underdog. How does that elevate you? That's like taking an open book test, and you use the gym analogy. So that's like going to the gym, and instead of pumping heavy weight, you're grabbing the 2.5-pound dumbbells. It's a waste of a workout. So if you really look at this, this was a lose-lose for Luis Ortiz. You knock him out in 2 rounds. Why'd you fight the guy in the first place? It was a waste of a fight. Go 6 rounds. Oh, you know, you didn't do what you were supposed to do. You let this guy carry or whatever, take you deep or whatever. So these are the type of fights that, again, they're necessary evils. Like beating, with all due respect to Chris Algieri, Manny Pacquiao was expected to beat Chris Algieri. Now, a lot of people said he was going to knock him out. He didn't knock him out. That's another lose-lose because you're fighting a 10-1, 15-1 underdog. If you don't blow him out, even if you win every round, you open the door to criticism. So there was no way Luis Ortiz was going to be in a win-win situation, even if he blew him out in 2 rounds, because people would have said, "What a joke!" They would have called the fight a joke. So now, you know, it's a double-edged sword, and it was always going to be, in my opinion, a double-edged sword for this guy.
Yeah, you're right. He was coming from behind. Let me ask you a real quick question, Beeb. Does Luis Ortiz, as the newly crowned, you know, most avoided fighter of the heavyweight division, find himself in this exact same position down the road? Do you think we're going to see another fight like this because people aren't going to want to fight him?
You know, it's definitely possible. It's something to think about, and it's not bad. It's not out of the realm of possibility that it could be the case. I'm crossing my fingers and hoping it's not. But a lot of these guys get these tags, and Paul Williams had this tag for a long time, and then, you know, Sergio Martinez took the tag away from him. You know what I mean? Antonio Margarito. Antonio Margarito had the tag. Shane Mosley took it away from him. So someone is going to step up.
That's what I've been saying. Because everybody keeps saying this guy's going to knock out, you know, Deontay Wilder. And, hey, I didn't know that Jay, his manager, listens to the show. But, hey, you've been listening, so you've been hearing me say, I think Wilder. Listen, I didn't see Luis Ortiz press the pace. What I seen Luis Ortiz do is control the pace. So what's going to happen when he's fighting someone that is going to bring the fight either to him or stay away the way Wilder can do, the way that he showed he did versus Bermane Stiverne? Another thing that has me pissed off, right, on my social media, they're like, oh, Ness, Luis Ortiz did what Wilder didn't do. And I'm like, yeah, what did he do? He's like, well, no, excuse me, not Luis Ortiz, Lucas Brown. Lucas Brown did what Wilder didn't do. And I said, what did he do? He said, oh, he beat a legitimate champ for his title. And it's like, Chigayev has a version of a title that's like, it's like as worthy as a shoestring for anybody to be even calling it a title. Like, I mean, first is Fury, then it's like whoever else is the interim, and then it's this dude. And this dude, did you see his stomach in this fight? Did anybody see that stomach? Like, you know, because people have the nerve to talk about, you know, Charles Martin and Areola, right? But this guy could be fringe status, right? Fighting on the outskirts all this time, and what you know, his weight doesn't matter. Like, I don't know, man. It's just a little weird to me.
Well, I'm gonna put it to you like this. Listen, based on the Brian Jennings performance and based on what he's shown, like, is his regular go-to move, I think that Luis Ortiz is the more dangerous puncher than Deontay Wilder, right? I mean, isn't it obvious?
How? Explain.
I think that Deontay Wilder's most dangerous and powerful punches are mechanical, very mechanical compared to Luis Ortiz. I think Luis Ortiz's most dangerous punch, he doesn't have to think about it. It just comes. It's like, I mean, it's as natural as me, like, snapping my finger.
How dangerous is a punch when you know what it is? Because it's the same 1-2 over and over all night. 1-2.
But to me, I don't think it matters when you're in the heavyweight division. You keep throwing it until it hits because you know. And Jim Lampley said it, or I forgot who said it. But one of the HBO commentators said it last night that we're in an era of the heavyweight division where it doesn't matter when the guy's 240, 250 pounds and he hits you with something, you're gonna feel it. There's no good chins. There's no such thing as a good chin at the heavyweight division. I mean, yes, there is, but when you get to that degree of man, an athlete, no, there's not.
So
I
then
really think
why
Ortiz is the most dangerous
why didn't
puncher.
Brian Jennings get knocked out by Klitschko if there's no such thing as good chins in the heavyweight division?
Well, you know, I mean, listen, it wasn't that I'm saying Klitschko, it was pity-patting all night, but I mean, you know what, if my recollection is bad and you can show me where he hit him super flush, you know, then my bad, I'm forgetting, but I don't really remember him hitting with all that, you know, loaded up punches or anything like that. But I mean, I'm not saying that there are bad chins or good chins. I mean, there are degrees, of course, but I think that at that size, chins go out the window.
People got to realize one thing about this whole chin argument. Most knockouts are basically due to the situation. It's about circumstance. It's about timing. It's not anybody can get hit in the right spot and go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Especially in this division. Now there are some guys. Can I tell you why this guy is naturally heavy-handed? Because Tony Thompson's a durable guy. He's a big guy. Every time he touched Tony Thompson, he got a reaction like, what the fuck did I just get hit with? Some guys are naturally heavy-handed. And to Deontay Wilder's credit, I have to commend him on a few things, especially offensively. Because if you look at that last knockout against Szpilka, he was backing up. He shortened the right hand up because most of the time he was getting leverage on that right hand and really extending it, and he was landing it from a distance. He's been showing us variations now of that right hand. He's looping it, he's shortening it up, kind of backing up and rocking back, and then just twisting into it, and just so he's showing us some wrinkles to his game offensively. My only criticism of Deontay Wilder has been defensively, engaging range after throwing punches, and while he's resetting. That's my only problem with him. So I'm not going to minimize Deontay Wilder. I think his money punch obviously is the right hand. Haven't really seen him get that same reaction from a left hook or a left uppercut. But it's like that fastball pitcher. All he has is fastballs. Yeah, but you got to time the fastball. You got to get around on it. So I'm not going to minimize what he does. Just like people tried to minimize what Klitschko did, because Klitschko was basically considered a 1-2 puncher too. Then he brought a left hook along later in the game. But, you know, it's one thing knowing what these guys have, and it's another thing being able to deal with what these guys have. No one's really been able to deal with that right hand.
Well, that's just the right hand, but you got to remember that the left hook started everything up for the Malik Scott fight. On top of that, even though they're wild and sloppy, in the Dunlopis fight and in the Molina fight, he had variations of uppercuts. It's not just the normal 1-2. Now, were those uppercuts beautiful? No. Were they sloppy? Mm-hmm. But did they land? Sure did. Did they hurt? Absolutely.
Yeah. Wilder's a threat. There's no question about it. But the thing is, as this level of opposition gets better, you know, is he gonna be able to land those right hands against Fury? Is Fury gonna allow that to happen? That's the big question. Because he was landing a lot of them against Szpilka, and the one that took Szpilka out was the one that he walked into and the one he didn't see. I don't see a guy like Fury being caught in that same situation. I'm not saying it could never happen, but the chances of that happening are slim, in my opinion. That's all.
I mean, I didn't expect anything different from you. Exactly. So, all right.
Look at someone took your bag of candy away from you, Ness.
Let's
okay.
transition into the co-main event, and let's just write out, because, you know, it's tradition here, but it's been a long time. And again, another quick shout out to Milk and Juice. I'm actually going to repost it because, you know what, it's time to eat crow. And he made a phenomenal graphic for eating crow that's going to represent Sundays from moving forward. And that being said, hopefully he could send the proper file to make that into a shirt. Beautiful, beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead and take my serving. That is for Sadam Ali being knocked out. And this is for Castellano being also taking the L. And this just because overall this year I'm just not doing well. We're growing as a brand, but my picks stink. All right, I'll be the first to admit it. Now, I don't know. Do you guys want your individual crow? Do you want it when you give your breakdown? Because I can be short and sweet.
I want the bucket. I want the KFC bucket of crow. And again, this is why you can't bet every week, Nestor. This is why you can't bet every week when you yell, "Where's the beat and the odds of beat?" Can't bet every week.
So, but you lost money too now, because you bet on Ali.
I did not bet this week. I wouldn't bet Ali because Ali was like a 3.5 to 1 favorite. I didn't want to lay. So I'm lucky. I didn't want to lay.
So beating the odds with Beeb is still correct. I mean, you took a loss on a fight, but
we didn't gamble.
We didn't gamble, and you were right.
We didn't gamble.
So beating the odds with Beeb, always proving to keep the money in your pocket. Now,
that's right.
That being said, let me just give Mario some.
I picked Vargas.
Yeah, right.
I picked Vargas. You can ask Matt Luzzy. You can ask who else? Gina. You can ask anybody you want. I picked Vargas, man. I've been picking Vargas. I told you last week because he was on my team.
Did you pick it on the show? I mean, where'd you pick it?
I didn't pick it on the show, but at the same time, you can give it to me. Whatever. I'll take it for Antoine Douglas, obviously, when we get there.
Whatever. He didn't pick it on the show. I mean, where else does it count? Beat it. All right. So, look, I'm very sad. Obviously, I had no clue that that could happen. It's going to be very difficult for me to accept that Jesse Vargas won this fight, and he has to be given the credit that a winner deserves when you win a fight in this spectacular fashion, because it was spectacular. This was a back-and-forth fight. Sadam Ali was landing some beautiful combination, and Vargas continued to zero in with that overhand right. Sadam Ali just couldn't get away. He just couldn't get away. I didn't understand it. But that being said, I still seen the same Jesse Vargas. What I did see is a more determined Jesse Vargas and a very, in terms of personality, like happy. But, I mean, he did win after all, right? But he says this is his team. He said he's found his team now, and, he said it since his last fight, so he's sticking with this guy. I mean, I think his name is Dewey.
Dewey.
Yeah, so, I mean, I ate crow. I really don't know what I thought. This happens every now and again. The boxer can't beat the puncher. The puncher catches up to him. But, I still like picking the boxer over the puncher. Ali was the boxer. He stuck around too long, and he didn't get away from the right hand. My only final thought on that subject before I pass it to either one of you guys is I just want to put this out there, so when you're done with your breakdown, you just let me know. Where does Ali go from here? Because with the thin stable at Golden Boy at 147, it's not like he's with a PBC that they could give him a quick fight where he's back, Like, who does he fight? Like, he would have to, fight a Frankie Gomez, or who else could he fight over there at 147? You guys want to help me? Because I just don't, all right, so, and the only way for him not to fall off of HBO is to stay at that level, and let's say Matisse is on his way back, so he has to commit to a Matisse fight immediately. You know what I'm saying? What I mean by him, he doesn't get a fluff fight. Very few fighters get fluff fights on HBO, after a knockout. Maybe they'll invest in them because their crop is a little thinner these days, but that's what I wanted to put out to you. To see your thoughts on that.
If you wanted, I mean, like you said, you could probably throw him a fluff fight, but if they wanted to go the other route and just give him a semi-test, Chris Algieri is a free agent, if I'm not mistaken. That's not an impossible fight to make. I don't know what your thoughts are on making that.
I mean, he's tied up right now, so
I'm saying win, lose, or draw. In the comeback trail, that could be another decent fight. Chris Algieri, not a huge puncher.
Yeah.
But going back to what you said about Vargas, and I can understand what you're saying, but I saw a little bit of different things in there. I saw Vargas actually switching things up and trying to set things up instead of just walking in. He fought a smart fight in a couple regards, and I'll tell you why. He knew that he wasn't the prototypical boxer in this fight. And usually the boxer needs the space, likes to operate on the outside, use the ring a little bit, and he took that right away from Ali. And you ask me, Beeb, how did he do that? I thought he threw a lot of feints. He'd give him that little feint, and if you looked at that right hand, he gave him that head and shoulder feint. As Bernard Hopkins likes to say, he tipped the cap. He tipped his cap, sold him possibly a jab or a left hook, and he caught him with the right. He hid the right hand. In other words, he camouflaged the right hand, and he caught him off guard. Had him expecting something totally different, very similar to the same punch he landed against Bradley. That's a nice little head and shoulder feint move, and he was throwing a lot of feints. And when he did close the distance, he made his time inside that pocket count. He was throwing hellacious body shots. He was really committed to that body and really making a concerted effort to take those legs away from Ali. So I don't think this was the basic 1-2, the basic par and jab from Jesse Vargas. I saw Jesse Vargas actually making a concerted effort to try to set these shots up, trying to get creative, and when he was close, he made every single moment count. He wasn't accepting the clinch. He was fighting out of the clinch, and he was punching on the inside. He was not going to let Sam Ali dictate the pace of this fight. And again, Ali did come out pretty strong in the first 3 rounds. I was like, all right, he's going to cruise. This is going to be easy. Vargas did not allow that to happen. He made adjustments, and as you said, the determination was a big factor as well. But let's not take away from a lot of little subtle things he did to make this happen as well, from a technical standpoint.
Yeah, I agree with everything Beeb said. It was really amazing to watch Jesse Vargas not get caught into the boxer's trap. But, there's a degree that I feel that it was also Sadam Ali not being able to utilize his own set of skills, to not be able to use his own high level. Like when that first round started, it was clear that Sadam Ali was the more impressive fighter to look at, like to just physically watch. Like if you're watching guys like dunk a basketball and you got this and one guy, through the legs, over the back, and boom. Well, that's like, wow, look at that guy. But then when you see the guy that's able to post up and mechanically shoot and just bounce pass and do all those kinds of little things that are done right, that's the guy that's going to make it in the NBA. And that's exactly what we were watching in the first 2 rounds. Sadam Ali looked like the more impressive fighter, but Jesse Vargas was not allowing him to take over the fight. And even when the fight looked like Sadam Ali's fight, where he was in and out, where he was throwing one punch and moving, Jesse Vargas wasn't allowing him to take over the fight, and he was still finding a way to be successful in there. I lost count, and not like it was a lot, but I don't remember how many it was. But Jesse Vargas hit Sadam Ali with a few really good right hands at moments when Sadam Ali set himself up to showcase skill, use that swag, come in, and then come out, right? That's like the typical swag type fighters trick, right? They're in and out fast, boom, 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 and they're out. You know what I mean? And Jesse Vargas just did not allow that shit to come off. I mean, not without Sadam Ali paying for it. You could see all night that Jesse Vargas was working towards something. And I'm not saying he set up that knockout. I'm not saying that, he was baiting Sadam Ali. Not at all. I don't think that was like an intellectually set up, chess game masterpiece move. Not at all. I think that Jesse Vargas was doing what he was there to do. He realized it was going to work, and at the end of the day, it worked big time. Ness?
He really was being dirty, though, Mario. I mean, nobody's mentioning that. This guy was being dirty every time they got. Yeah. And I was at the arena, so I don't know how it looked on TV, but it seemed like, it seemed like he was leading with his head a lot. There was just a lot of inside mugging. You wouldn't call it mugging? I mean, what did you think of all that? There wasn't nothing there?
I thought he used the inside game well, and he did it tactically. I don't think that there was any overuse of the head, although you're right, he did lead with his head at times. You're right, he did smother him inside. But I thought it was tactical. It wasn't overly done like we've seen in, like, you know, some of the Khan fights where they do it to Khan, and it's like cheating. But I think when you look at what Jesse Vargas was able to accomplish in breaking down that boxer's style, you know, what else was he going to do? You know, if you take some of those tactics away from him, well, then he's a sitting duck. So I thought the referee did a great job with this fight until the very end, you know, which I would like to get y'all's opinion. You know, the commentators felt that the referee was giving Sadam Ali extra time to get up from that first knockdown because Jesse Vargas wasn't in his corner. I really felt like there was a slight bit of extra time, but it was Jesse Vargas' fault. Like, that's the thing. These fighters have got to learn. You got to get to your corner. You got to be in your corner. That's what's got to happen. But I thought the referee did an absolutely great job the whole night. I really don't think, other than I think he missed that knockdown, right, is the only thing. But what the commentators were talking about with you know, giving Ali extra time, like, it just wasn't. Like, it was kind of like they were looking for it as opposed to it happening.
They were trying to make a drama story out of it because of what happened to Vargas against Bradley and the whole goddamn controversy. This is why I don't like this commentating team. They're always trying to hype things up, trying to make you see things that aren't there. They're very deceptive to people who aren't really in tune with boxing, with all due respect. If someone just comes in there and is watching fights that really don't watch fights all the time, and this is what they got to hear, then these people will sway them in a direction that they probably shouldn't be going in. But to also rebuttal Ness's point, the thing that happened, I thought a lot, Ness, was Ali was trying to grab Vargas on the inside. Vargas was breaking free of the clinch. A lot of times he had one arm free, and he was hitting him with the other arm while he was tied up. And if the referee's gonna, you know, the referee's either gonna break you or he's gonna say fight to get out, and you are allowed to hit with the other arm. Kind of looks a little bit dirty, but it really isn't. If you watch it on television, I think if you go back and watch the fight again, you'll see that Ali's trying to hold Vargas. Vargas is breaking free, or he has one arm free, and he's whapping away, So that's what I saw a lot of. I did see, like, Vargas try to maul him a little bit when he was grabbed. He was getting physical with them, maybe gave him a nudge here and there, but I don't think there was anything egregious when they were tied up close. I just don't see it. I didn't see it like that. I mean, it's open to interpretation, though.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I will say a couple little things about the fight. Well, they're not little to me, but it was a great fight. 100%. When they came out in that first round, you know, it could have been. If you think about Jesse Vargas in the past, he's put on some snoozers. You think about Sadam Ali and his style, it can get boring. These guys went after each other. These guys were desperate. These guys were hungry. And I'm going to say it, and it's going to piss the shit out of Ness, and I don't care. I hope that Keith Thurman and Sean Porter were watching. I hope that entire PBC, you know, everyone under that banner was watching. I'm not an HBO guy. I'm not. But I am fully, I think I'm a smart guy. I think I'm a rational guy. And it's clear to see that the fights that HBO's putting on, these guys are going at it. Like, I don't know, for some reason, if that fight was on NBC, I think, like, these guys are too spoiled, and they're going out there, and they know that there's paydays to be had, win or lose. Sadam Ali and Jesse Vargas, they fought for their lives last night. They fought for their lives, and they went out there, and they did not let styles dictate what they do. They did not let, you know, style clashes dictate what they do. They went out there. They tried to take it to the next level. They tried to get aggressive. Sadam Ali showed that same heart that he had showed in the Santana fight. It was just amazing to watch, and I hope, because if you think about it, this was like the poor man's Thurman Porter, right, to a degree, and so I really hope that those guys were watching, because that's the kind of welterweight showdown that I want to see between you know, fighters.
One last quick point about the whole Bradley Vargas thing. How many times did Max Kellerman in the post-fight interview ask him about that and trying to stir the pot a little bit and try to make this referee look like the bad guy again. That's another thing you have to look at. They sit there and they ask the same question 10 different ways, trying to dig something and get the answer they want. They're not Nestor Gibbs. They can't interrogate like that. They're HBO commentators. Only Ness can do that.
You know, I didn't get to hear any of that, right? But I will give you guys some facts. We didn't give any stats for the Luis Ortiz, Tony Thompson fight, which obviously Luis Ortiz defeated Tony Thompson by 6-round KO for Ortiz's WBA interim heavyweight title. So I guess this means that Chagayev is under this guy too. So damn, it's Fury, Ortiz, and Lucas Brown now, all WBA champions. And Ortiz landed 88 punches. Remember that fight? Sounds like the 86 punches that Tyson Fury and Vladimir Klitschko threw. But this was ending in knockout. Now, Thompson, he only landed 43 punches, but he threw 271. Am I reading?
They were close in punches thrown.
Well, he was trying to be active at least, but his connect ratio was only 19%, whereas
active.
Well, I mean, if he threw 271 and Ortiz only threw 250, he was more active than the other.
Neither of them threw punches. That's what I was saying. Ortiz allowed himself to come down to Tony Thompson's activity level and everything.
Well, I said the same thing. I said the same thing that he was allowed to dictate the pace. And what he's going to do, someone else is pushing him.
You're right.
Did it look bad live to you, Ness? Though, did you get like a negative?
Ness said he thought it looked good.
Well, it's always going to be unfair to get my assessment because like I'm walking around, or even if I'm at my chair, I'm like, I'm on hustle board. I mean, didn't you see that footage I got? Like I had to be in the mix of things.
No. I understand, but I'm just saying because I'm one of those guys, and again, I don't go to a ton of fights, but I've been to a fair share. And every time I watch a fight live and I go home and watch it on the television, when I get those instant replays and those camera angles, I see it.
It's totally better.
That's why Teddy Atlas sometimes, and no disrespect to him, when he kills these judges sometimes, they don't have this. Like they're sitting on one side of the ring. They got, they're seeing obstructed views. They're right down there. They can't see. They're looking at the back. So they don't have the monitor like Teddy Atlas has when he's commentating the fight. They don't get the replay. They don't have the camera angle. So I honestly think that plays a big part in how fights are scored.
No, it totally does, man. It totally does. But again, for me, it's difficult. I'm trying to get those behind the scenes footage, man. Hopefully, everyone checked out the Luis Ortiz immediately after his win and his whole celebration that we have there on the boxingvoice.com/videos. Also, you can see Jesse Vargas's. I mean, Jesse's is really, really intimate because the fans, I couldn't believe how many fans he had on the East Coast. They were loving him. They wanted pictures, and he was totally so emotional.
They had to have traveled. You don't think so? Because I saw way too many bandanas on.
Listen, I have no clue, but the boy had a lot of love.
He did.
Mario's profiling with the bandanas. I'm only kidding, Mario.
No, I meant Jesse Vargas bandanas.
I'm busting.
I meant the Vargas bandanas like Chavez.
But speaking of Vargas and Sadam Ali, Vargas defeated Sadam Ali officially by 9th round TKO to win the vacant WBO welterweight title that was previously held by Timothy Bradley and before that Manny Pacquiao. So Jesse Vargas becomes a 2-time champion, and we must respect him. His punch stats are 159 punches landed versus Ali's 118 punches, and Jesse threw 428 and Ali threw 408. So Jesse had a 37% KO ratio. Connect ratio. And Ali a 29%.
He threw more, landed more. That was just simple as that. Jesse Vargas.
Simple as that. On the undercard, Oscar Escandon, which served me up some crow. I was going to get an interview with this guy, but they were loving him too. I mean, he had that big old belt, and everybody with a camera phone or a camera wanted to take a picture with him. He doesn't know English, but he did get the win by 7th round KO for the vacant WBC interim featherweight title. And, you know, Robinson Castellano, he tried, and hopefully he can bounce back. You know, he's one of those blue-collar guys, you know. So I'd like to see him back. Lamont Roach defeated Jesus Louis by 8-round unanimous decision in the lightweight division. Louis gave a tremendous effort, but was outclassed on all the scorecards, 87-72, 79-72, 78-73. Over on Showtime, Julian Williams defeated Marcelo Montano by 7th round TKO. So I'm going to pass this part of the show, obviously, to Beeb and Mario, because I was live at the fight covering DC and, you know, bringing you that whole movement. And stay tuned. We're going to have another one. Oh, I want to say really quick shout out to Andre, my boy, Dre. Beeb donated me the green screen, so I don't know if you got your delivery, but I got mine. Shout out to Amazon. Remember, if you're going to be doing some shopping, use our link. Let's see, Dre used the link, got me my little lapel mic. So those green screen videos that you guys seen and that you are obviously, you know, liking, because I read the comments and I replied to a bunch of you guys, they're going to get even better. Me and Beeb are in the laboratory, and it's only going to get better from here.
The only thing they didn't like was what you had to say about Khan and Canelo. They love those guys. Like, what did he say? That
I mean,
comment?
I don't understand why they're mad. Isn't Canelo a superstar?
Well, he said, no, the guy's comment. No, the guy's comment. He said, I want to like this so bad because it's so cool, but everything you said about Khan and Canelo is stupid as shit. Like,
Mario,
what? Come on.
These people are reading titles and not even listening to what we're saying. Like, they hate this Pacquiao Bradley 3 fight and they hate this Khan Canelo fight. They're just reading the titles. We could be putting up. This is a joke, so don't get mad. We could be putting a porno up there and we could be titling this, and they still won't like the fight.
I hate this stuff. It's awful.
You know what I mean? Like, this, it doesn't matter. They just don't like these two fights.
No.
All right. Look, let's get it back, because you guys obviously watched this fight. I need you to let me know how good did Julian Williams look. He's a 154-pound division. This guy did with this fight, he becomes the mandatory for Jamal Charlo. I know because of social media that he called them out live at the post-fight. So obviously, Beeb is great at assessing and breaking down. Mario, you're great at what you do. Let me know. Is this a fight I need to go? Because I got a shitload of video to edit, okay? Do I waste time watching this, or was this, you know, not worth my time?
Well, the thing I like about Julian Williams, is, I mean, he's fighting solid guys, but he's not fighting killers. But he still fights very disciplined. You can just look at this guy and say to yourself, you know what, this guy knows how to fight. You know, he's another one of those guys that's, you know, got that amateur pedigree. He's crafty and he's heavy-handed. So this is a guy who can box as well as punch. So he goes in there with the attitude that, you know what, I don't care who I'm fighting. I'm going to set my shots up. I'm not going to get sloppy. I'm not going to get careless. So I like that about him. I don't see too many things that he does wrong. I just think he's a heavy-handed guy. I think he takes his time setting up punches. You know, if he gets you out of there, he gets you out of there. I don't think he's particularly a one-punch guy, but he does get a reaction, especially with that left hook. He's got a monstrous left hook. But I wasn't expecting much in this fight, and I pretty much got what I expected. I expected rounds. I did expect rounds here because you know, this was a kind of like a blue-collar type opponent, a guy that does give everyone rounds. So I did expect rounds, and I was impressed with the way Julian Williams finished him. You know, Julian Williams is a good finisher. Gets you hurt, again, gets you up against the ropes, sees you covering up, he's going to go to the body. He's going to open you up. He's going to throw those up and unders. He's going to do what he has to do to get you out of there, and he doesn't waste much. So I thought it was a solid performance.
Well, I'll put it to you like this. Matano, or David Lemieux, as I was calling him last night, you know, the guy, everybody was talking about how this fight, like, did not need to happen, and how Williams was wasting his time, and how he went from calling out the Charlos and Trouts to fighting this guy. This was the best thing that could have happened to Williams, and I'm going to tell you why. this ended up being a pretty, I'm not going to say grueling fight, but I think Williams got tested a little more than he thought. He kept coming at him even when Williams was completely dictating and completely controlling the fight. Montano never allowed his place in the fight to dictate what he was going to continue to do. Right up until the end, he continued to try. He continued to, he went out on his shield. That was one thing that I really, really enjoyed. And it's funny because in that 7th round, there were moments where Montano caught Williams with an uppercut, and I thought, wow, this guy's not going anywhere. Williams needs to back off and start shooting from the outside because he's getting aggressive trying to stop him. But obviously Williams is a much smarter man than myself, especially when it comes to boxing and what to do in the ring. And so he knew that the stoppage was close. All of a sudden Montano backed up on wobbly legs, and I'm like, man, that really hurt. And it was so strange because I had hit him with that shot a couple times in the fight, and he never went anywhere. But I guess it just continued to wear him down. Montano, good for him. It was a good, and this is what I'm talking about, getting something out of the fight. Okay, Williams got something. That performance could, at the end of the day, be the difference maker in a Charlo fight, in an Austin Trout fight. It really could. The things he learned last night, that was really getting something out of it and learning from fight to fight. It was a good performance to have before going in there. And he did call out Charlo, and I hope that fight gets made.
Well, not only that, Mario. Another thing I commend him on is he was hitting him with everything but the kitchen sink. And as you said, Montano was taking the shots, but he never got discouraged. He never fought with a sense of urgency. This is what I like about Julian Williams. And again, he wants these big fights, and he's just not getting the ones he wants. But he still maintains that focus regardless of, he could be fighting Mickey Mouse, and he's going to go out there jabbing and trying to set up shots. He doesn't care. He is not going to lose sight of the goal. And that's why I respect the guy. 5'11", he's a big guy. He could possibly be a middleweight one day. I mean, he's just built like a brick shit house. And I really like this kid's attitude, and I just like how he fights. As soon as he gets somebody hurt, he's going to take them out. He did not waver in this fight mentally whatsoever.
Based on last night's fight, let me ask you a very specific question, Beeb. Would you say that last night was pivotal in Julian Williams' further advancement, or do you think like if last night he was fighting Jermall Charlo, he'd be as prepared as he was? He'd be prepared as ever to fight him. Like, would he be equally capable of beating Jermall Charlo last night as he would not taking this fight? You know what I'm trying to say?
So do you think, you're asking me, do you think that Julian Williams, in terms of his preparation,
exactly,
yes.
If
we just threw Charlo in there, would he have done well?
Exactly, yes.
I think he would have done well.
Okay.
I think he would have done well. I'll be honest with you. That's an incredibly hard fight to pick, him versus Charlo. I may favor him though. I may favor him because he's a big, strong guy, and you know what I like about him? When he's moving forward, like I've never seen like anyone like stop his momentum. Like he has that way of imposing his will on his opponents. And I'm not saying that Charlo wouldn't be able to deal with that, but I question whether or not he'd be able to deal with that. I really do. I really do. Because he's a big, strong kid with skills and a little bit of explosiveness. Got those fast twitch muscle fibers. I mean, I love the way he cranks that hook up. He's like, wham, with that hook. He throws a textbook left hook. I love it. I'm going to be honest with you.
Well, from one fight that the guy easily won to Antoine Douglas, a fighter who is a friend of the show, I feel really, really bad for the kid. Why don't you break this down first?
I don't know what to say, man. I just don't know what to say. This was totally unexpected. And this could be a case of, just not being prepared mentally for a fight. Dialing it in before it even starts. I mean, what else can I say?
Yeah,
I'm speechless. I just did not see it coming. I didn't even see this Vargas. This was like the weekend of upsets. I know I can't talk about MMA on this show because I'll I'll get censored. But this was just the week. This was just the weekend of everyone who was supposed to win losing.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
I don't know what can you say about it? What do you think?
Well, I can say this. Okay. What division is that? Were they? That was junior
middleweight, right? Junior middleweight.
Yeah, and please do your best to pronounce the name for me.
Oh, I can't, man.
Khurtsidze.
Oh, Kurtz. Yeah, I can't pronounce it. I'm sorry.
I can't pronounce it, but listen, we all know who I'm talking about. I think the junior middleweight division has a new potential star. This guy, talk about being built like a brick shithouse. This dude just kept coming and coming. And listen, Ness, I would watch the Williams fight. I would. It was entertaining enough to watch. That said, if you missed it, you didn't really miss a whole lot. Okay, you're ready to watch Williams Charlo right now, not having seen it. You better watch this fight with Douglas. It was absolutely as shocking as it was also very, very fun to see a guy that I was relatively unsure about or relatively unaware of come out and fight the way that he did. I mean, he was like a big, slightly more technical, or I would say more technical version of like Vic Darchinyan. Like the way that he would come through, and no, that's probably a bad, because he had much more technique and he wasn't nearly as awkward. But this guy just kept coming forward. Douglas had no answer, and even when Douglas was, changing angles and, putting his shoulder in and dipping out real quick to throw an uppercut, it just did not matter. This guy was inside, outside, and not far outside, but outside enough that Douglas was lost. He was throwing uppercuts and missing by 2 inches. I mean, it really looked to me as though Douglas had prepared for a completely different fighter. I really feel like they got juked on the tapes. Like, they were like, oh, here's the guy, and it was some, like, kid from Zimbabwe. They had no idea what they were facing last night. None. He was.
A little fire plug like this,
absolutely, man. And coming forward and just, yes, and that's right there. See, and you're not watching on YouTube. I'm sorry. Beeb's doing a perfect impression of what this guy was doing. He was just squaring up, changing angle to angle with shoulders. Like, it was almost as if he was, like, for an instant, switching from orthodox to southpaw in, like, an instant. Not literally, but just...
He was in a horse stance. Man,
it was crazy. It was crazy to see what he was being able to do to Douglas, and especially because I've seen Douglas in these fights. We've all seen Douglas in, not necessarily to this degree, but we've seen Douglas in similar situations, and he just got beat on. He got bullied. Nothing seemed to work.
Whose fighter is it?
Arsenal. I have no idea. I
don't even think this guy has a promoter, man.
That would be crazy. Hey, I'll tell you what.
He's with DeBella. I heard he was with DeBella.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know who he was with last night, but he beat the brakes off of Douglas. And look, to Douglas's credit, I gave him, I think, 3 rounds. Maybe 4. I don't remember. Douglas did do some things, and he came back. I remember Khurtsidze, or however you pronounce his name. He had really taken the momentum, and Douglas.
I think it's Khurtsidze. I don't know.
But okay, we'll figure it out.
I gotta figure it out.
He took control of the fight. Get Jeffrey on that.
Get Jeffrey on that, please.
He really took control of the fight, but Douglas found a way to turn it back into his fight. And I won't say it was his fight, but it was a fight he was more comfortable fighting. But tempo and all that stuff, it was out the window.
Khurtsidze.
All right, so think. Let's get inside Antoine Douglas's head, preparing for a Sam Solomon, right? Totally different style. You're looking at a guy that's kind of not going to get in your chest like this guy did. How big of or factor, I should say, does that play into how this fight played out?
That's an extremely good question.
Should it matter, or I mean, because Antoine Douglas is still developing as a fighter.
Yeah, you're right.
Is this something you want to do? I mean, I don't know. Maybe did they even watch tapes of this guy? Is there any tapes?
I know.
Are there any tapes available for this guy? Was this a bad move in general?
I think it was. Listen, if you're Floyd Mayweather,
it's bad management.
Yeah, if you're Floyd Mayweather, you can go from Sam Solomon to Khurtsidze. You can do that. You can go to Maidana to Irislandy Lara. You can do that. But when you are a guy like Douglas who's still developing in so many ways, and didn't we see him down like not too long ago? Like we've seen him in rough fights, and they weren't that long ago. And so I don't know. I think it was. And listen, GH3. I really, really like the promotion a lot. I like Vito, the promoter. I think they do an excellent job with their fighters. They're kind of an old school promotion, which I really enjoy. Just great team. However, they do have, as Ness will attest to, they do have a reputation of moving their guys very, very quickly. I don't know if that was the case with Antoine Douglas. I'm not going to put it on them at all because Antoine's a guy who said on this show many times that he wanted to move at this pace and he was ready. But at the end of the day, they got to know that this is boxing. Just like in baseball, where if you're not ready for that transition from single A to triple A or whatever, there are pitches out there that you've never seen before, that you've never heard before. There are guys out there that can do things with that ball that will... I mean, you think it's magic, literally magic. There are fighters out there that you are unaware of. You've never seen that style. You've never seen that style combined with like a certain athleticism or a certain cardio or a certain, motor. And it's really a change-up. You're ready for that fastball, and here comes the change-up. But except in this sport, it's very dangerous because... Man, Douglas got beat on, and it was not great to watch. But at the same time, Ness, I highly recommend watching it because you're going to see a guy in Khurtsidze who was, I think, a new player in the junior middleweight division.
Well, I have every intention of watching it simply because my boy Tony Harrison defeated Fernando Guerrero. So two guys I know very well. Guerrero, obviously, on the downside, continues to lose, this time again by stoppage. TKO in the middleweight division in the 6th round. So Tony Harrison puts himself back in the win column. Also on the AWE network out in Russia, Lucas Brown defeated Ruslan Chagayev for another version of a WBA regular heavyweight title. So maybe he is the champion and Ortiz is I don't know who's the real one. I know that Tyson Fury is the real one, but that's how crazy it is. On BN Sports, Antonio Margarito came back with that T1000I and defeated George Paz Jr. Also went down in this fight, I'm being told. Is that true, Mario?
They didn't show that fight.
Well, BN Sports. The Margarito fight. You didn't watch the Margarito fight?
No, I didn't.
Well, I was told on social media that he went down.
It was a razor close fight.
Was it?
Yeah, the scorecards were razor close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I'm really pissed off.
I didn't hear he got knocked down though.
It's a middleweight. Did I say junior middleweight? I meant to say middleweight.
It was middleweight.
Yeah, let me see where Leslie's at. Let me get Leslie on a check-in here because he watched the Chagayev and the Margarito. Leslie, what's going on, brother?
Yeah, Margarito was knocked down in the 6th round. He was knocked down in the 6th round. You're correct, Ness. Yeah.
Yeah, the Margarito fight, I watched that today, actually. It was really good. Margarito, I was just wondering how I would hold up, and it surprisingly held up. So that was good. But, yeah, the Chagayev-Brown fight I was going into the fight, I was watching it, thinking it wasn't going to be that good, thinking that it was going to be an ugly fight between two guys who have been in a lot of ugly fights, but it turned out to be a really good fight. Brown came out moving a lot, moving his head a lot, moving around the ring. Chagayev kind of took a while to time him. Chagayev knocked Brown down hard in the 6th round. Looked like he was going to get Brown out of there, but he didn't. And Lucas Brown, Lucas Brown landed a really nice counter right hook in the 10th round while Chagayev was trying to go in, and Chagayev went down and got back up and just got blasted on, and that was it. But all this stuff about Lucas Brown being first Australian heavyweight champ, like he's not a heavyweight champ, like he's like the 3rd best WBA heavyweight champ, like because Fury's like the real WBA champ. Ortiz is like the interim, I believe, and he's like, I think Brown's like the regular or something. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But yeah, and the Margarito fight was really good too. It was pretty close. I scored it 96-93 for Margarito because it was weird, the knockdown. He was on the inside. Margarito was just not playing defense. Like he was he was not defending at all. He was just squared up, like on the inside, throwing a lot of punches. Really didn't hurt his guy. He got staggered a few times before he got knocked down. He got knocked down pretty hard in the sixth and was on the verge of getting stopped. But he did a good job to recover. Almost had his guy knocked out towards the end of the fight. But call me crazy, but I'm going to propose an idea for like a summer fight. Canelo Margarito. Am I crazy?
Well,
come on, seriously. What's wrong with you? Do you know who Margarito is? We're gonna pay that guy. We're gonna put money in his pockets. That guy's scandalous.
Let me move on a little bit down here. I'll get right back to you because we got to get on to some of these headlines before we open up these phone lines. Listen, Crawford, Lundy, the numbers are in. Obviously, the junior welter. I'm messing up all these divisions today. Junior welterweight titleist Terrence Crawford. 5th round knockout of Hank Lundy on Saturday at the theater in the Garden. It averaged 982,000 viewers, and it peaked at 1.031 million during HBO's live airing of the bout, according to Nielsen's, Mario. So Terrence Crawford has arrived. Whenever you could do a mill, it's a good thing, right?
Yeah, and it was a 45% increase from the 611,000 viewers for Deo average for his HBO debut in June, by the way. And so listen, I'm going to tell you that when you look at Crawford, everything pointed to him not being a star. He didn't really have a personality. He didn't have a consistent style that was going to produce. His style is very exciting, but it's very dependent on who he's fighting. That said, he looks like a star. I mean, things are starting to kind of wipe away, and I'm not ready to call him a star. He's definitely not a star yet, but I mean, maybe within the boxing ranks, of course, but not like that crossover Canelo Golovkin star. But I'm telling you, I am more and more ready to say that he is going to be that guy. That said, just like HBO said the other day, which I disagree with Beeb. I think HBO is incredible. I think those commentators are some of the best in the business. Just like they said the other day, Crawford's legacy and his star power are going to depend on his ability to get Top Rank or whoever to get him in the ring with the best fighters despite the politics, or to spite the politics, rather. So, I don't know. You were saying, Ness?
I was going to say that these numbers for Leo Santa Cruz are very sad. Showtime's main event Saturday night was Leo Santa Cruz in his 5th round knockout of Kiko Martinez, and that was on Showtime Championship Boxing, which is their flagship boxing. That fight took place in the Honda Anaheim Center in California. But this fight, it only averaged 297,000, Mario. Like, that's a little depressing. Those numbers are like Fox Sports Deportes numbers. To be on Showtime Championship Boxing, that's bad. And
they only peaked at 346,000, by the way.
Yeah.
No, and you're absolutely right.
Was this fight simultaneously on with the Crawford fight, or was this on his own time slot?
This was simultaneously on in the sense that they were running at the same time, but I believe that if you were like trying, you could catch one or the other and only be like a couple rounds. But I don't remember. Like, I mean, I have a DVR. Like, I understand that some people have to do it that way, but like, I never worry about what fight's on at the same time. But I saw a lot of people on social media saying that it played out to where like they only missed a couple rounds of one or the other fight. So, but still, see, this is my thing. I don't care if the main events start at the same time or if the telecasts are on at the same time roughly, even if there's an hour time difference, like what does that matter? You're going to have to pick one or the other. I don't see how anybody can flash back and forth. I mean, of course, if you have to, yes, but if you have the power of DVR or if you got HBO West or Showtime West and can watch the replay, why are you flipping back and forth? I mean, I don't know. But, yeah, listen, and here's the other thing about it, okay? The saddest part to me is, Hugo Reese is a guy who earned every bit of that knockout. I don't care what people are saying out there. He earned every bit of that knockout. He deserved to really have that entire fight rectified, but it wasn't because Hugo Reese's first-round knockout over Julio Ceja in their junior featherweight title rematch averaged 253,000 with a 277,000 peak. See, here's the thing. I think that I was right the entire time. You can call my viewpoints cool, you can call them weird, you can call them whatever the hell you want, but the bottom line is they're right. At least about Leo Santa Cruz. People are tired of Leo Santa Cruz fighting the competition that he has fought. With the exception of Abner Mares, he has let us down, and I'm talking about all of boxing fans, but he's especially let down those of us, and by us I mean Hispanic fans, that have gotten used to the Mexican fighter that will fight anyone, anytime, anywhere. And you can talk about people holding Leo Santa Cruz back, that's fine, and it's relatively true, but it does not matter. Because if Al Heyman existed in the era of Julio Cesar Chavez, I promise you he would have not dictated. And even though you can make the case that Julio Cesar did fight a lot of bums, he still fought as many tough fighters as he could within a period of time, especially in his prime. So when you look at the facet of these Leo Santa Cruz's numbers, I think they are a reflection of the tiredness and the lack of empathy that people are starting to have with him. He won the Abner Mares fight. Why does he fight Kiko Martinez? He won the damn fight. If anyone's fighting Kiko Martinez, it should be Abner Mares. He won the fight, and he fights a junior featherweight. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and there was no reason for it. And I hope that this is an eye-opener for Leo Santa Cruz, and I'm going to tell you that I don't think it is, because the PBC fighters are spoiled. They know that there's money to be made. They're not caring about ratings because Al Heyman's able to put these lucrative, luscious deals on these networks and pay these guys what they want. Ratings really don't matter for these fighters right now. And nor should it, because they should go out there and they should fight no matter what. It shouldn't alter how they fight. Rigondeaux, case in point. Jesse Vargas, case in point, although he's done some incredible things lately. But that said, I truly believe that Leo Santa Cruz should pay attention to these numbers because they are a reflection of how tired we are of him fighting bums. And not that Kiko Martinez is a bum, but he didn't. That was a junior featherweight. We're tired of him being in mismatches, I should say, rather.
Well, we're gonna take it to the streets really quick and hear what the streets have to say about all these fights. Before we do that, word from our sponsor.
Thinking of doing some shopping? Need to buy that last-minute gift? Take advantage of Amazon's already extremely competitive pricing and very fast Prime delivery that doubles as Amazon's own Netflix service. Bookmark our hyperlink at ThaBoxingvoice.com/Amazon. It costs nothing, but whenever you use it, we receive a small kickback that is used to produce new content.
Boxing MD, talk to me.
How's it going, Ness? Do you want to take your crow?
I mean, I guess you were late, or you want individual crow because, I don't know, because we know each other.
I'm talking with you.
I ain't never ran, never will.
Yeah, I think that people often, because to be honest, Vargas looked like the better boxer in that match. Because although Ali is quicker and slicker, quote unquote, I think that Vargas stayed much more technical when he was jabbing to the body and hooking to the body. And Ali, to me, he's looked physically weak in a few fights before, and he had low output. That's why. Also, he's been fighting bum after bum. I don't even mean to say bum in the sense that these guys are bums, but compared to Vargas, I mean, Vargas has been through a hell of a lot better competition than Ali, so he's definitely battle tested. Ortiz, you know, he did what he had to do against Thompson. I would say the difference between him versus Wilder when they have issues in rounds. Ness, do you notice in every single round, there's a point that Ortiz hurt Thompson. Like it took time for him to land the shot, but in almost every single round, he let Thompson know that he's there and his power's there. So he might let 2 minutes and 30 seconds of the round go, and then towards the end of each round, he landed that straight left. Was it a left? He's a southpaw, right? So it was a straight left, right?
Yes, sir.
And what are the other fights? Yeah, I mean, there's some other good fights this weekend, but I just have to say that I'm glad that Terrence Crawford's doing well. And to be honest, I don't know why people don't think that Bob Arum is incapable of promoting black fighters, because let's just
whoa. Say that again. No, Boxing MD, you misspoke. I didn't understand how you meant that. You're saying you don't understand why people think he's incapable, or you understand why people think he's incapable?
I don't understand why people. The only reason people say that is because Floyd Mayweather felt slighted by Bob Arum. But let's think objectively, right? Jay-Z has done absolutely nothing in promoting fighters.
Boxing MD. What's this have to do with the weekend's fights? Like, where you going with this?
Let him get it off.
I'm just saying. I mean, why are his topics always about race? Last week was the same thing.
Yeah, but we did talk about Crawford numbers, and we brought up the fact that Crawford being a star or not, and this does have to do with him being able to be a star.
Because I'm being honest here. Because people are because there's you want me to be honest? Because there's a huge racial bias against a lot of fighters in boxing. And we all know this. We all know this. That people don't give respect towards the European fighters who grew up just as hard, if not harder, than any urban American fighter. And there's a drastic hatred for these fighters who they want to fight and they want to put on good shows. And as boxing fans, we should love all those type of fighters, regardless of fucking skin color, regardless of country. That's why at times I'm fed up about this shit, about the shit that Floyd Mayweather spews and some of these other boxers spew, which to me have no merit. They have no logic in what they explain. Like there's no. That's why I bring up the fact that Al Heyman has done very little in promoting any of his stars. The only quote-unquote star that they have is Danny Garcia, who is a star before PBC existed. He's the only quote-unquote superstar that PBC has. Deontay Wilder is not a superstar. Look at his numbers. He's not a superstar.
Well,
Mario, can you go ahead?
Yeah, no. We appreciate the call, Boxing MD. I do agree with you, honestly, more than Ness. I think with Ness, it comes down to the fact that he's found himself on the opposite end of that debate, or he's probably just tired of it. But I agree with you. I think that the reason why it comes up so much is because it's a big aspect of the sport. But anyway, thanks for the call, MD.
Hey, JD, talk to me.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, one of you guys got to turn yourselves down. Very loud. Moving on. Let's see here. JD, I'll come back to you. Get it together.
I know a nigga who will charge you zero and throw you a kilo. Woo! I bet in a week, bro, your pockets be stuffed like Chipotle burritos.
What's up, guys? AB here.
AB, what up?
What up, AB?
Hey, what's up, Mario? You guys made some errors, when you were talking about the Douglas fight. First of all, it was a middleweight fight. It wasn't a junior middleweight fight.
Sorry about that. I thought so. I thought so, but I remember him being a junior middleweight. So. Okay,
and then second of all, I mean, I don't know what else they could have done, but to really give Antoine Douglas like a silver platter. You know what I mean? Like, what else could they have done? I mean, this guy took a week notice So you have to, everybody knows that when you have a week to train and you don't have an actual camp, okay, not to mention the fact that the guy had a 7-inch reach disadvantage. Okay, so let's talk about all the reach disadvantages. The guy was basically like a manlet, a midget compared to Antoine Douglas. That's number one. Number two, the guy has like a week to train coming into a fight. Everybody knows, especially boxing, which isn't like the UFC. Okay, boxing is more of like an actual art, all right, where you actually need a full training camp. In the UFC, you can get a week's notice and just come in with the 4-inch gloves, and these guys are not, you know, pro strikers, and you hit the guy, you know, you take him down, you get a lucky submission. In boxing, you need a full training camp. The guy had 7 days. You know what I mean? I mean, and come on, like, it's just that the guy's just not at this level. He's not the fighter. I mean, you know, Antoine Douglas was just a prospect that was exposed.
AB, so in the world you live on, the world you live in, this guy whose name we can't pronounce, he only had 7 days to train. In the world you live in, he couldn't have been training, huh?
No, I'm not saying that he couldn't have been training, but he obviously wasn't in camp. He obviously wasn't in training camp. I mean, there's a difference between going to the gym, you know, just recreationally hitting the bag. I mean, come on, man. Are you trying to tell me that every single boxer is in training camp? Every single day, 365 days out of the year? Especially when
I'm trying to tell you, most people who take it seriously, yeah, like, all right, for instance, we seen that PBC fight a couple days ago with the dude with the braids. I think it was like Book or something. He must have just lost, but he had won recently on another one prior to that by accident, right? It was an upset. So that's a guy that was staying in shape, you know what I'm saying? And your guy who got an upset could have been staying in shape. People do that, you know what I mean?
There's a difference between staying in shape and training camp. Even elite boxers like Mayweather, Miguel Cotto, and Golovkin, they have like a 12-week training camp.
Yeah, but
you know
even elite boxers like Mayweather or Golovkin don't shy too far from their weight. That's all I'm saying.
Right, but I'm saying I'm saying there's still a difference between being in training camp and taking the fight on a week's notice. You know that, right?
You're absolutely right, AB. No, you're absolutely right. But I want to just clarify one thing real quick. I want to ask you. You're saying that that Douglas didn't try to utilize the outside, because I felt like he was, and he couldn't get away.
Is what he's calling him. That's
he
what
couldn't get away. Is that what you're saying? That he's just.
I didn't call
okay.
Like you said, it was a prospect that was exposed. I mean, here's the thing, right? Khurtsidze, and I can't pronounce his name too well either. But
it's all right. None of us can.
He's got 2 losses. One is a KO loss to a guy that nobody knows about, who has a losing record. Number 2 is a unanimous decision loss to Ndam, and everybody knows, okay, how Ndam is treated. Okay, everybody calls Ndam a complete bum. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying
who calls Ndam a bum.
Who calls Ndam a bum? Who calls Ndam a bum? Where the hell you live at?
Well, the same callers that call in and call everybody in the middleweight division a bum.
Man, forget those guys. You know Ndam is a highly skilled fighter.
Come on, bro. I mean, this is the problem that I have with you and your little cult friends, man. Like, are you guys really intelligent, or are you just trolls? Like, why would you say something like that when you know those guys are obviously ignorant?
Yeah, AB, I know how smart AB is. AB, you know Ndam is a...
Really?
Yeah, AB, dude,
hey.
Right now, I can tell that AB's smart. And
I didn't call him a bum.
I know you didn't. I know you didn't call him a bum.
No, you didn't call him a bum. You just fucking, you know, what's the word I'm looking for, Mario? Here, come on, help me.
I don't even know what you're trying to say, but
he insinuated that. That's what he fucking did. Okay.
Yeah, I think you played into that mindset. It's like, I ignore those guys. Listen, I really do. Like, if you're gonna call Ndam a bum, then either you've never seen him fight, or you don't know what good fighting looks like. I feel it's as simple as that.
Yeah. Well, anyways, like I said,
we gotta go, brother.
The pedigree.
All right, AB, but we do gotta go. We let you burn there. I don't know. This guy always with something weird. 209 Stockton, what's going on? 209. 209. Hello? I mean, talk to me.
Yo, what's good, fellas? What's good, yo?
What up?
What up?
Yo, I'm going to air it out right quick. I got some good notes. I ain't going to burn, but I'm going to get to it. Yo, first of all, fuck boxing MD, because that's the kind of closet racists that come in and say they want to speak against it and just keep perpetuating the shit. So boxing MD is a cocksucker. That's number one. But, yo, let me get to Mario, and this is with respect and love, though. But, Mario, you bugging. That Showtime card, the fucking Douglas and whatever this kid's name was, yo, he said, throw the Braga. Throw the Braga. And when he threw that Braga, he put Douglas on his ass.
He did.
And, I mean, that fight was exciting because you saw Douglas, you know, he had every opportunity, all the ability. He couldn't push the jab out there. He walked into it 30 seconds, not even, 10 seconds into the fight. He gave up the fight by fighting into this mini white Mike Tyson.
Give him some coins for that.
You know what I mean?
Give him some coins for that. Give him some coins for that.
I mean, unfortunately, I can't be on the trigger with these coins because I didn't watch the fight. So I'm just sitting here taking it all in.
I'll let you know. That was coin worthy. He was right about that first round for sure.
Definitely. And look, this kid, Harrison, he fades, man, in the middle of the fight. You know, like I don't know, maybe like between the 7th and the 10th, 11th round, he just started to fade and just looked like he was winded, or you know, he was trying to throw back with combinations, but he kept his hands a little low. So Ness, you got to watch these fights because I know you would know what I'm talking about. I'm not saying Beeb and Mario ain't watch, but I mean it's just in terms of like watching the boxers, box against the punchers, So that was a good.
Damn,
point.
but wait a minute. So you wait. So you saying Fernando Guerrero was looking like the hunter in this fight?
You know something? At some point, yeah, he started turning the fight around. He started turning the fight around to the point to where when they was fighting in close, he was slipping in little uppercuts and cute shots. He was countering.
Yeah,
Guerrero was throwing counter shots at different points.
Yeah, there were some moments in the inside. I'll give him that. I don't think he was the hunter ever, but I do agree that there were moments where he at least evened up the fight, if not took slight control for a moment.
Well,
yeah,
I mean, let me
when,
keep it going. I was gonna say let me get to some others, but I'm sorry.
Nah. I'm gonna go right quick though. All right, Tony Thompson. Listen, yo. Between him and Ortiz, like Tony Thompson has some side tit action going on, man. I really like, and I didn't know he got off the couch, but I mean he shouldn't have took that fight. I'll look better than Tony Thompson at that rate, you know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. Go ahead and get some other callers, man.
Yeah, man, Tony. I questioned him on the weight and being in shape and stuff like that, and it is what it is at this point. Is really all I can say. Steven, talk to me. Steven. All right, brother. Georgie Porgy, talk to me.
Joe, what's happening here, bro? You got a fucking Crawford going, huh? What you got for diet?
So wait a minute. So you picked Jesse Vargas, huh?
I was trying to pick Jesse Vargas, and you guys fucking coerced me into picking fucking Ali and shit. So you pick Ali.
He did not say y'all coerced me.
Give me that chrome, man.
Yo, take that shot. Take that shot for trying to weasel out. Talking about we coerced you, man. You a grown ass man.
Yo, listen, Vargas, that nigga is certified now, huh? It ain't no questions about it, B.
Well, Bradley is certified. That means his chin is all real. He took Provodnikov shots, and now you can see he took Vargas shots.
Listen, how come you guys not talking about the show that he landed, man? That right hand, that's the Chavez right hand, bro. That's that old school behind the back. You don't see that shit coming for shit. That's the best right hand I've seen since the Chavez days, bro. Thrown by a Mexican with that result. That shit would have laid down anybody.
Damn, Georgia, you should have called me, yo. I would have said that to him. You know that would have made him so excited. You'd be like, oh, the streets are saying your right hand looking like Chavez. You'd have went crazy. I'm gonna keep that one back here.
Look at the fucking replay.
Well, I gotta watch it. I gotta watch it on
Goes up my
TV,
head
baby.
behind the
Listen,
head.
listen. I gotta watch it on TV, man. Now I'm working on. Listen, I'm working on one meal from Cracker Barrel, and a shitload of coffee. You know what I'm saying? I've been working hard for TBV. All right, so I'm gonna get to them fights. It's gonna take probably like till Wednesday though.
Say no more, my brother. But yo, great show. Donate so my nigga can have that coffee and shit, buy the T-shirt, the whole nine. And just keep on
Georgie,
moving,
we
bro.
want to see you in a shirt. When you gonna send us a picture of Georgie Porgy with his hair grown back? Cause we haven't seen you since your hair got cut off.
Hey, we need to make a shirt, a special shirt for Georgie.
I gotta get him up with beans, some bean sound. That nigga
Georgie,
be talking me.
Georgie, we need to talk, yo. We need to talk. Tell me how many people in the chat they want that Georgie Porgy edition TBV show. We gotta make a Georgie Porgy edition. So and
the one where he has his head shaved.
Sound like Georgie Porgy. What's up, nigga? You know what I'm saying?
Georgie Porgy like on a boot machine. On like a drum.
Don't get too excited. Don't get too excited. Don't get too excited. You're going crazy now with all the yelling Cookie Monster voice. Get out of here.
Real quick, shout out to Georgie. Those beats are fire, Georgie, for real. You got skill. You have skill, for real.
Georgie, actually, we're going to talk again. We got to talk. We got to talk. The green screen is here. We got to get some new beats. VA, I hope we met yesterday. Hopefully this is one of the guys that had on his shirt. So many people wearing a TBV shirt, man. I love the support. 757 Virginia, that DMV area. Were you live at the fights? Who's this? Come on, don't do this. Don't make me bring the 357 out. Okay. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, next man? First time caller, buddy.
Damn, first time caller. We love it. You ready for this intro, right? You know the rules around these parts.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah,
Well, go ahead and loosen up, because you know when you throw them jabs, you got to be loose. All right, you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut.
Yo, this D Smooth 757, baby. What's going on, TVV?
What's up, D Smooth? Were you at the fights last night?
No, but I didn't make the fights, but I definitely watched them, man. Real good fights. I was impressed with Vargas, man. He did his thing. Y'all hyped Ali up, but Vargas did his thing.
Hey, yo, I like how you slipped us that jab. You hyped Ali up. Ooh.
Yeah. Well, I've been listening to the show, man, for about a year, man. So, I'm pretty new to every show live, man. I love it, man. I love TVVD. You know your stuff. Mario, man, you good. You always come with the hits. So, yeah, first time caller. But, Tony Thompson, man, he looked real bad in that, man. I was watching it with a little female. She was like, oh, my goodness. He looks a little flabby. I'm like, yeah, but, he's 44 years old, too. So, you know what that is. But, Ortiz, he was looking good, and that's all I had tonight, fellas. But yeah, love the show, and keep it moving.
All right. Thanks for calling in. Be Smooth, another first-time caller down. Hopefully now we're going to get him to be an alumni. Be Smooth in the VA area. Josue from the Law Oregon, what's going on, brother? Talk to me.
Yo, what up, Ness? What's up, Mario? Hey, I just want to talk about, the HBO fight. I saw Ali get that ass beaten, you know what I mean? Another Mexican pulling it for us, man, and I don't have much to say, but to be honest with you, I wasn't able to call in last Thursday, but my pick was Ali, so if you want to feed me the crow, I'm willing to take it.
I'm always willing to give somebody crow, especially when I had to eat it.
Yeah. I mean, that was my official pick for the night and stuff. I did have Luis Ortiz winning, so I mean that one was a given. And I was happy that Vargas got the win, man. Finally, he beat that dude up pretty good. But hey, I hope I think I have a feeling that it's going to be the winner of Manny Pacquiao and Bradley is going to get this fight with Vargas, and that's my prediction for that. And I don't have much to say, but Viva la Raza, another Mexican winning the world title. That's what I want. And that's all I got, Ness. Thank you.
All right, Josue. Thanks for calling in, brother. Let's take it to the Skype machine. We got a lot of people calling in here. Let me see who's up first. Looks like, oh man, I can't remember. What is this? Ooh, I remember this screen name so much. All right, I'm gonna have to go with your screen name, buddy. That is your fault, though. Aerodynamic. Come on, talk to me.
What's up? Wait up.
You gotta change the screen name, brother.
Okay.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, what's up? Yo, wait up. Give me a second, man.
Give you a second. You hear? You believe this?
I was getting high, man. Wait
What?
up.
What you got over there?
Yo, dabs, man.
Dabs or what? What is that? You guys with your new designer drugs.
Yo, no, dabs is weed, bro. It's like THC concentrate, bro.
Oh, the oil.
Yeah, the oil, man. Gets you fucked up.
Yeah, but then you don't even know what strain it is, right?
No, that's like crazy stuff.
PKOG. I know what it's made from.
Were you in Cali?
No, bro, Canada, man. We got better stuff.
Oh, man, Canada.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
Yo, but you know I'm calling to defend my boy, man. I'm Cuban, man. You remember me, right, Alex? I haven't called in a while.
Yeah. Who are you going to defend? Ortiz? He got the knockout.
Ortiz, man. I can't believe you guys are talking shit about him,
Who's
man.
you guys? Not me. I was there.
I mean, like Jim Lamley and Mario, man.
Jim Lamley and Mario. Damn, Mario, you made it, baby. You in the same category as Lamley.
Yo, but
I'm not talking shit.
Talking about, like, oh, man, he didn't impress because he knocked out, like, Tony Thompson better than anybody has ever done it. I know that he was coming off the couch, but still, man, like, the guy is tricky.
That's fair. Give him some points.
Like, okay, I'm not saying give him credit, but don't talk him down. Like, but like Gennady Golovkin is just beating on Mario's family members and whatnot, and people are giving him credit and like saying, "Oh, he's so awesome, he's amazing." For example, another thing, like, did you see Jim Lamley talk about no body shots on Luis Ortiz? He said Luis Ortiz is not throwing any body shots. I saw a few body shots, but I saw way more in 6th round that you could see in the Klitschko Fury fight. But they didn't say anything about that fight. They didn't talk about body shots at all. And in that fight, there was like not a single body shot landed, bro. In that fight between Klitschko and Fury, and they were giving Luis Ortiz stuff about not throwing body shot. At least he was throwing a few. And Ness, you too, man. You were saying, oh man, Luis Ortiz only got the 1-2, while Wilder got the uppercut or this other thing. Just because you only saw the 1-2 last night doesn't mean that's all you got. Did you forget about the Brian Jennings fight? Last time I checked, he knocked him out with the step back left uppercut, man.
You're right, baby. You're right. Hey, listen.
Points. He was a step back right uppercut left hook.
Listen,
you know?
Alex.
I mean, right hook.
Alex, this is what separates the men from the boys. This show allows you to call in and make the host eat their crow. I was wrong, you was right. You just ain't got no, you ain't got no gun. But you know.
And see, and I want to make a point real quick, Alex, because you're absolutely right. And that's the thing. What you're saying right now is how I feel exactly. What he did in the Jennings fight was so impressive that to see him only have to use the 1-2 because that's all he needed against Tony Thompson, it was just a little deflating. It was a little deflating.
Mario's just smarter than me. He said it better. It's true. After you get me all souped up with Jennings, don't come back and then shit the bed with the 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. But I'm lying. I didn't think he shit the bed. I never said that ever. That's what the streets are saying. I was there. I enjoyed it. That's what I said. You know, I just felt like he controlled the pace. Good boxers do that. Vladimir Klitschko did that. If people want to interpret that in a bad way, that's, I can't help that. I think that he did a good job and he came away with the knockout. And listen, what round did Vladimir Klitschko beat? You're the,
what rounds was it?
Yeah, what round was the Vladimir Klitschko stop Thompson twice?
8 and 11, right?
11th round, I believe, yeah.
Well, there you go. So then Luis Ortiz did a better job than Klitschko. So look, I didn't never say that, but you know that that's what they're saying.
I mean, Luis Ortiz is a great heavyweight. He's the 3rd best heavyweight in the world behind Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua. There's no shame in that.
Okay, man. Sure. Oh man, yo,
Alex, baby, just because you from Canada and you dabbing up, don't be joking. Listen, you just got like 10 minutes there. We got a lot of people. It's 8:48. It's a Sunday. I still got everything to see. Ball is probably starting, and we gonna when the hell does Game of Thrones start?
Billions. You're gonna watch Billions.
You gotta watch Billions. I mean, there's so many things to do, Alex. Listen, I love you. I wish you could find some way to send me some dab, but I got to get to the next caller here. Let me get to, I think Scorsese is next. Go, Scorsese, and let's go. We gotta move this line along, or I'm gonna let a lot of guns go off.
You said Marlon season 2 start tonight?
I'm not sure. I know. Listen, Sunday is the show day. That's all I know. At Sunday at 9 o'clock.
Vinyl, right?
Billions is the best.
There's
Billions
always
is the
a
best.
show either on Showtime or HBO on Sunday. Sunday is the hot day. That's all that we need to know. Because
Billions.
I mean, you got House of Cards with my man Don Cheetah. I love that show. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff. Listen, let's not get off topic. Fourth wall here. Let's go.
Okay.
Go, Scorsese. Go.
TV guy.
All right, what's his name? Ortiz. He threw the 1-2 because he was the shorter fighter, and Tony Thompson. He's not walking on the uppercuts. He ain't gonna go to the body. He gonna throw the 1-2, just like a lot of y'all seen Conor McGregor had to throw the 1-2 because he was a shorter dude. But yeah,
look, we're gonna nip that right in the bud. Nip that right in the bud. Stop that name dropping. This is not an MMA show. We only the hosts have the right to mention an MMA guy like Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather. You guys don't come in here dropping this MMA douchebaggery, all right?
Holly Holm. What about Holly Holm? Big upset.
No, because all those people were hit with that Mayweather curse.
He's a boxer.
BS about Mayweather, and then you lose. You don't do that. Don't do that, Scorsese. You know, I don't know why you want to start. You know people going to get mad at you for bringing this guy up.
I'm not about to talk about him.
Don't make me have to call up boxing beats and rhymes on you, Jose.
What's the Antoine Douglas? Man, he need to retire, man. You aren't supposed to take no ass whooping like that on day one. If you gonna get knocked out, you need to do the battle jack and go early. Don't take no punishment. This dude, what was it, like 8 or 9 rounds? He got beat up for 8 or 9 rounds.
Get us some coins. That's a great point.
It's over with. I promise. If I think his father trained him too, I wouldn't dare put my son back in the ring. No. Like this dude, his feet on crooked. Like his feet go this way, the other one going the other way. His feet flat on the canvas. Dude he was trying to hit the jab. The other dude had some head movement, and I think AB and Wasan, whichever one. Man, y'all dudes is nuts, man. That dude look like he been in the gym working hard. He's slipping jabs, throwing 1,000 punches and shit. You don't think he working? Come on, man. Like he ain't world class, but Action Douglas, he C class maybe. I don't know. He don't need to do that. I know disrespect. It's just like I don't want to see him getting beat up like that. Like you a prospect, you don't want to have 6 to 4 losses in 2 or 3 years because you taking fights you shouldn't be taking, or you really ain't as good as you thought you was. But with Sam though, I gotta get with Sam because this dude argued me for 30 minutes. He told me that Sadam Ali, and I picked Sadam Ali, but I told the people that picked Jesse Vargas they were smart as hell because I was picking Ali for like a hopeful. You know what I mean? I didn't feel like he was great. I just said maybe he can be better than Jesse Vargas. We saw Jesse Vargas on that world level. He failed. Maybe Sadam should get his shot. That's how I felt about that. But Sadam told me this Jesse Vargas, not Jesse Vargas, but Sadam Ali. Sam told me that Sadam Ali would beat Marcos Maidana. This dude is out of his damn mind, bro. Like, shoot him. Please, shoot him.
You want a gun?
Shoot with Sam. Yeah, shoot with Sam. This Sadam beats Maidana?
Whoa.
Throw a grenade at him. Throw a grenade at him.
Damn.
Just Marcus had a beautiful left hook up top upstairs. He had the left jab. That
Poor
was
AB.
working. I'm a fan now. That's my card over there.
It sure is. Let me see who's next. It's Gus. Go for it. Gus.
Yeah, what up, Les?
What up?
Mario? Beeb?
What's going on, man? What's going on?
How you doing, Gus?
Matter of fact, wait a minute. We're gonna play a timeout. We're gonna do a timeout real quick because Gus, unfortunately, got to be the guinea pig. I remember a caller said one time, "You guys got to stop saying hello to all of us. We can't."
No, but I like it. I like it though. I like it.
Oh, you like it, Beeb?
I do too.
I don't mind it either.
I like the attention.
You don't?
I like the attention.
Okay, but wait a minute. If we're gonna allow them to
Thank you, Gus, for caring about me. I really appreciate that.
But wait a minute. If we're going to allow them always to say hello to us, you got to understand that means we're going to be here longer because there's a lot of people in these lines.
I'm a loser. What am I going to do?
All right. No, because listen, I'm just like you. I mean, I love the comments too, you know. When they called me fat, they got me skinny. Now that I'm skinny, they tell me I'm fat. I mean, it's crazy. I love them. I love it and I hate it, so I don't mind it either.
Big rumor I got to ask Gus.
Something for you, Ness. You know, I know you've been chopping heads the last couple of shows, and I was saying to myself, 6'5", these prospects can only duck and dive, because Ness is on fire. You can't counterpunch his knowledge, or you'll be forced to retire.
All the way from the UK. Gus. Man. Oh,
Gus,
man.
I got a rumor.
Gus gets a 1-up.
Yeah.
He got
big rumor, Ness.
Grow up.
I got to ask him about a big rumor.
That was just on top of my head whilst waiting on the Skype, mate.
Oh, what's the rumor, Beep?
Gus, I have to ask you a question. I heard a rumor, and tell me if this may be happening. Billy Joe Saunders versus Austin Trout. Did you hear that?
No.
No, okay.
That's I don't mind that fight. Sounds pretty good. Billy Joe Saunders, Austin Trout. Wait a minute, Austin Trout will be moving up to 160 though. Nah.
Correct.
Yeah, that's what I was hearing.
Nah. Gus, go with your call, Gus. We got a lot of people. Let's go. Go.
All right, I just want to give an overview of the fight over in Grozny, Chechnya, because that was the only fight we got to see over here, and it was an enthralling, enjoyable fight, and the sort of unpredictability sort of fueled the excitement, because Lucas Brown, he changed his tactics. He came out sort of dancing on the back foot. He actually showed Ruslan Chagaev a lot of respect, and it was actually Chagaev's lack of respect for him, which was actually his undoing, because Brown, he overcame great adversity in the fight. He was bleeding from the nose, bleeding from the head, bleeding from the eye, because he's got a propensity to bleed. He was 10-8 down on the 6th. He got caught with a beautiful right hook under the guards. He was still looking down, and the left over the top. He got up, 45, 50 seconds left. He could have been stopped there. He was actually out on his feet, but credit to the referee, allowed it to go. Brown came out next round, landed sort of 5 uppercuts, sort of won that round, showed great heart. And in the 10th, out of nowhere, just caught Chagaev, who was actually just trying to steamroll in, trying to finish him off, caught him with a beautiful short right. And Chagaev normally has a good cast iron chin, couldn't stay on his feet, and he fell from sort of one side of the ring to the other. And after that, 3 other punches, and it sort of finished him off. So, tremendous heart and courage. But Chagaev, he's been in activity due to sort of hepatitis B, can only sort of fight in Russia and Germany because they're the only 2 countries with a vaccine. 37 years old now, had a great amateur career, fought Felix Savon twice, 3 times in the World Championships, 2 times world champion, but that's pretty much it for him now. And just to clarify that this whole scenario, he's the regular champion. Ortiz is the interim, so he's the interim to the regular champion. Ortiz has to fight Alexander Ustinov now. Queensbury Promotions, a Frank Warren fighter. The winner of that will fight the winner of Tyson Fury and Vladimir Klitschko, and the winner of that fights Lucas Brown or Fraser Kendo, and that'll be just one WBA super heavyweight championship belt by the end of 2017. They're saying, I think.
Listen, Gus, too many WBA championship belts. But listen, we got to get to other callers. What is your social media? Do you have any?
No, I'm anonymous.
Come on, brother. Get on Twitter or Instagram.
Gus, come on, Gus.
Hold on a minute, Beeb, because it was the Beeb told me privately. He's like, yo, find out what's Gus's social media.
I'm getting a lot of requests. People want to talk to you, Gus. You're held in high regard.
No. Don't. Facebook is for boring people. Get Instagram or Twitter.
No, Facebook counts. What's his Facebook? What's his Facebook?
Facebook is too personal. Facebook is too personal, Gus. Facebook is too personal.
Gus, what's your Facebook?
Facebook tells your whole life. It's like, oh shit, his mom, that's his sisters. Yeah. Like, what the hell? Facebook is too nosy. Tells you everything. Listen, Gus, I gotta go. Mitty, it's time for the fucking Mitty report. Mitty, what's going on? Talk to me.
Yo, TBV people, how you doing? This is Coach Mitty here. So, to be honest, I'm not going to repeat what Gus just said. I wanted to call and just give a report on the Chagaev Lucas Brown fight. Gus said it all. It was correct.
Come on, Mitty. Don't cry. Next time.
No. It was pretty good. It was pretty good, actually. The only thing I think he got slightly wrong, it was not like a short right that finished the fight. It was like kind of like a looping right hook. But that was good. Now, to you guys, what I really wanted to say, because I was in bed, I was ready to sleep because I got to work tomorrow morning, and I would listen to the show, and I was getting slightly annoyed, because of the huge press that all the fights are getting on your side of the pond, right? I understand that you did the coverage of the Ortiz fight. I understand that Babe and Mario watched the fights on your side, but what this show is lacking a little bit is like the international side of things, because like it's now 2 hours into the show, and that's when we're getting into, to me, what was the most exciting fight of the weekend, which is the Lucas Brown. And I'm sure you've got like fans around the world. You've got Australian people probably listening to the show. They just want to get like that little shout out for Lucas Brown, their man who made history for them, right?
That's a good point.
I mean, but I did bring him up, Mitty. Wait a minute. I did bring him up. The thing that I didn't do was sugarcoat. I didn't kiss anybody's ass. Lucas Brown beat an overweight dude that, I mean, what has Chigayev done?
But can we say the same thing about Ortiz? And we gave Ortiz 30 minutes.
Yes, Chigayev was a 3-1. He's a 3-1 favorite.
But listen,
Chigayev was a 3-1 favorite. Can you believe that?
No, I could believe it, because all those guys come hype. And Mario, you made an even better point that I can't find a way out of. You're right. Ortiz did the same thing that Lucas Brown did, right? Well, no, because Mitty is right. Mitty is right. Lucas Brown's win is bigger.
Because he was the underdog. Yeah,
he was the underdog. But come on,
3-1 underdog.
They both were overweight, man. They both were fucking overweight, man. Listen, these heavyweights need to learn to get in shape. It's just the bottom line. No one is excited. Like, I'm not excited. Look, I went and seen the fight. Listen, I'm live in D.C. I'm watching Lucas Brown on my phone. I'm trying to be dedicated to you people. I'm trying to have you not say that we're biased, right? But then I'm streaming a fight on my data, and the dude is 300 pounds, man.
Doesn't matter, Ness. It's not a beauty contest.
It matters.
Ever since you lost weight, you've become very
I've never been a fat
superficial.
lover. I've never been a fat lover. Never.
But listen, man, like, we're streaming the fight. I was streaming the Ortiz fight on my side, and I was looking at Thompson, who's not in great shape either, man.
Hey, so, but Mitty, again, Mitty, but this is the same thing that I told the last caller. This is the beauty, the difference between us and them. The platform is there for you to call in and say, hey, you guys ain't talking enough about Lucas Brown. And now we just spent another 20 minutes talking about Lucas Brown, and here's the platform for you to say, hey, you calling Chigayev fat, Tony Thompson look fat. The problem is there's not a lot of people like you. They don't have the balls to say what's really on their mind. They need to call in and use this platform for what it's for. Voice your opinion.
And that's what I'm saying. When you go to DC and you go and see all those people with like TBV shirt and have that huge following, I don't even know why you're surprised. Yeah, I'm staying up all night just to listen to your show, because I believe you guys are really
This
good.
is so nice. I love this.
All that is
Mitty,
lacking.
man, why you melting me away right now, Mitty?
This is so nice to hear, isn't it?
All that is lacking, what I'm saying, is just that little bit of like an international perspective. But I know you're gonna get there. So,
come on. If anybody's heart just felt a little warm because Mitty said that, hit that likes button, hit that thumbs up button. Come on. We got 255 people live watching their live. Y'all need to be hitting all the like button a bunch of times and sharing it on social media.
Amazon link and spend $700.
One more thing.
700. That's right, Beep.
Jonas, one more thing before I go, right? That guy AB, right? I don't know what he's smoking, but he's not like I don't think he even follows boxing, right? People need to stay. Fighters like this guy who fought Douglas. This is a guy that has been training, that has been staying active. When you're a fringe fighter looking for your break, you're always in the gym, you're always in camp, waiting for the phone to ring and say, hey, you know what? We've got someone who dropped out 7 days notice.
That's it.
Are you going to take
I'm doing it. I'm doing it right now. I'm casting my vote for the Mitty report. The fans have to let us know Does Mitty fit the TBV mold? I mean, he's staying up.
Yeah, let him in. Let him in.
Whoa, wait, what? Don't jump the gun. I'm gonna freaking shoot Beeb. I got my finger on the trigger. This is not for us to decide. Mitty, let me get to some other callers, but it's out there. I'm casting my vote for Mitty. We do need a UK guy, you know. Stuart.
And he's nominated for Call of the Year too.
Yeah, he's already one of the callers of the year, right? It's early though. It's early. We'll see what
I love Stuart, but this gentleman right here, Mitty, is very even keel. Doesn't get emotional. That's what I like about him.
No, yeah. You know, we don't need anybody that flies off the handle for no reason. Let me see where we got to go here. We got to Mitty. We got the Scorsese. We're back. Oh, yeah, we got to get to Wood. Wood said I've been ducking him. I have no clue. Did anybody hear me go to Wood and not say, and you know, I don't know what he's talking about.
Last week, because even though I wasn't on the show, or on Thursday, I was listening to the show. And when you went to Wood, he messed up the call. Or not messed up the call, but he couldn't hear. And he kept trying to,
you know.
That was
people need to download the episode.
That's not your fault.
Yeah, you got to download the episode. If you got that Metro piece of shit, you know, not my problem. 443, you're up. And I think this is Wood, right? Wood?
Yeah, this is Wood. What's going on?
And look,
this Wood right here. What's going on?
And look, your phone sounds wonderful. Wood, what's going on? I was at the fights and I didn't see you. I went through Baltimore. I sent the pic and everything on IG. I said, yo, I'm in Maryland, so I'm Baltimore's next. Wood, you ducking me, Wood. You ducking me.
I would have flew down there.
Listen to me, Wood. But I'm gonna tell you this right here. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this right here. Listen closely.
You better not duck me, son. You better not duck me, son.
Next time I'm in DC, you owe me, okay? So you better find one of your little aunties or uncles who got the Miracle Marijuana ID. Because I heard DC got some new little dispensary, but you got to have a card, and, you know, because I don't drink, so, you know.
Yeah, hey, yo, look. I don't know who gonna beat this Ortiz guy, man. I mean, this guy's gonna be a fucking problem, man. He got a big ass neck, gigantic head. This nigga, I don't know who he gonna fuck everybody up. He gonna fuck everybody up. And Vargas, this nigga still calling out Bradley. I don't know what's up with him, man. He's a crybaby. He can't let that loss go. This shit is over with, man. It's done. It's finished.
Yeah, but no, Wood, you don't think it's a good thing? I mean, at least he's being realistic, right? Because yesterday Bob Arum was saying, oh, we'll match Vargas with Danny Garcia. But we know that's a fight that's hard to make. But Timothy Bradley, Vargas, there's history, the controversy. It's easy to make because it's in-house. So you don't think he's calling somebody out that he could get right back in the ring with?
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Who is Mikey Garcia?
No, not Mikey Garcia, Danny Garcia.
Oh, Danny Garcia.
Yeah, that's what Bob was saying, but we know that's a stunt, you know?
Yeah, Bob Arum talking that shit. He humble now because he don't got no fucking fighters. Now he humble. At first he said he wouldn't do business with those people. Now he humble as shit. He can't get no. He can't even get kicked off of HBO because he don't got enough fighters to fill the slots. Now he's talking about Al Heyman. Now he's talking about Al Heyman now. That's all they got to do is call me. They got the number. Bitch, shut the fuck up.
Come on, Wood. As a boxing fan, you should be happy that this is happening, that he's even saying he would match his fighters versus Al's fighters. Come on. Let's not point the finger. Let's just be happy. Let's just get it. Let's get it and be happy.
I am happy. I want to see the fights, but I just don't like all that lying shit like you Ben was ready to do it, like you Ben was going to do it. You feel me? He just now started that shit probably yesterday. Now he trying to act like his phone line's been open for business and shit. So I'm I don't care about him doing it. I prefer him to go ahead on and do it, but don't act like the other side was trying to stop the flow. You was trying to stop the flow. So I just don't understand all that lying shit. You know, they're 90 years old. He don't got to lie. He's 90 years old. He old stubborn motherfucker. So.
90 years. Hey, Wood, man. Man, I love Wood. I can't believe you wasn't at the fights yesterday, man. You hurt my feelings.
Hey, I was tripping, man. I was tripping somewhere, man. I ain't want to drive and shit. Like I was tripping last night, man.
I know what it is. You ain't had the shirt. That's what it was. You ain't want to show up without that shirt because I would have put you in the headlock. I'm just letting you know.
Hey, Ness, I'm gonna talk to you. Hey, Ness, I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna call you, man. I'm gonna get a shirt. I'm gonna call you though, man. I'm gonna call you probably tomorrow, man. I'm gonna call you tomorrow. I'm gonna get a hoodie and a shirt, yo. I'm telling you, I'm giving you my word, man.
This coming from the guy that wasn't even at the fight in his own hometown.
Don't forget to go to the Amazon link and spend $700.
Hey, Wood, wrap it up before you say I cut you off again. He always telling people I'm cutting them off too.
Everything good. I got my crow for Vargas. I thought Ali was gonna beat the shit out of that motherfucker. That's the only one I got wrong.
Well, let me give you that because I didn't know you picked Ali with us. I mean, at least I don't feel bad. We all thought Ali was supposed to win. I mean, it was crazy how much smaller he was than Vargas. But you know what's even crazier? Vargas isn't as big as you guys think, man. I was there, like, and his arms are so thin.
He's tall though, Nessie.
He is tall. He is tall.
I'm not following B. Whenever B pick, I'm picking the opposite. Yo. I'm out, yo. Whenever B pick, I'm picking the opposite.
Beeb told you on Beating the Odds with Beeb that this was a 50-50 fight, and that's why he wasn't betting.
We didn't bet this fight.
Beeb didn't bet this fight.
Shout out to Tasha on Twitter though, man. She picked Vargas too. Tasha.
Tasha been listening for a while.
Yeah.
Let me see. So, Provodnikov versus Crawford. We were talking Crawford, and we were talking about him being a star, right, Mario and Beeb? So, look, obviously he is a star because we're talking about him again twice in one show, and the fact that he may be fighting either Provodnikov or Cotto. Remember the days when I couldn't even pronounce Provodnikov? That's what happens when you fight a lot. Even I can pronounce a European name.
I couldn't understand now you couldn't pronounce that name for some.
Yeah, I don't know. What did I even used to say back then? It was so difficult.
Provodnikov or something? I don't know what you used to say.
I don't know. Provodnikov. I think it was something.
Provodnikov.
I know I used to butcher it.
I don't know where you got that from. That you pronounce it like
But good old Bob Arum himself, immediately after the fight with Terence Crawford, when he knocked out Hank Lundy in the 5th round last Saturday night, said that they were hoping to do a fight with the good old Ruslan Provodnikov at the Forum in Inglewood. Now, obviously, he spoke to Artie Palulo, Provodnikov's promoter, before the fight on Saturday, and it seems like they came to some sort of semi-agreement, guys. But if not, it could also be Cotto, because I know that they wanted to. Cotto's promoter wants the lawsuit that Artie Palulo has pending because of the Andrade case drop before they can actually make a Provodnikov-Cotto fight. So again, it's Provodnikov either versus Cotto or Crawford. Now, Cotto isn't a top-ranked fighter, so obviously Bob Arum is going to be pushing for a Crawford fight.
Definitely.
Where Cotto, would have to have David Iskowitz push with negotiations with Artie Palulo to make a Provodnikov fight. So that's why it's Provodnikov versus Crawford or Cotto.
Well, here's the dilemma, because Bob is saying that he hopes to make the Crawford-Provodnikov fight in late June or early July. And so we have a network, we have a rough date, okay, and they've even talked about them knowing the venue, even though they haven't really made that public. I think New York was the one that they said that they wanted to go to, but there are a couple others in consideration. So here's the dilemma. Crawford-Provodnikov is more is further down the road, right? It's further, like they have more details figured out. But is Cotto big enough to just steal the opponent, like a Mayweather could, or like a Pacquiao could, or like a Canelo could?
Hell yeah! If Provodnikov was given a choice versus Crawford and Cotto, A, the Crawford fight is not a winnable fight, right? B, the Cotto fight is not a winnable fight, but C, if you lose to Cotto, nobody's mad. You gave it your all. You're a little guy moving up. He's really a 140-pounder. He's just been moving up for opportunities. But if you lose to Crawford, it's like, man, this guy's been done ever since he's been fighting elite level opposition. Matisse did him in. Now Crawford did him in. You know.
And wouldn't you say that Cotto is the more winnable fight for Provodnikov than Crawford?
Yeah, you're bugging. Winnable in the sense that I guess what you mean by that is that Cotto isn't as sharp as a knife as Crawford, where like Crawford's punches are zeroing in on people. I don't even really know what you mean because Cotto's knocking out Daniel Gill still.
Listen, would you give a higher percentage to Provodnikov beating Cotto or Crawford? Simple.
Crawford. I'd give.
I'd give him a higher shot at Crawford. His punches will probably affect Crawford more than his punches could affect Cotto.
Plus, Crawford gets hit early on too, man. What's gonna happen if he gets hit with a couple of those shots? What's he gonna do, man? Provodnikov has a way of imposing his will on people, and I just don't think that he's gonna be able to impose his will on Cotto. Possible he could do it to Crawford.
Yeah, man.
Fair points.
That would be a good fight, man. Let's get back to these callers. Let's let them back in here. We went to Josue. We got a Philly caller. We're gonna go to Philly. DSG fan Cunningham. Who we got? Philly. Oh, this might be JP, right? JP the politician. Maybe 215.
Maybe
215.
What's going on?
It is.
Yeah, what's going on?
What's going on, Mr. Politician?
JP the politician. Everything's good, brother. I want to talk about Steven Espinoza. How long is this man going to last? How long? Continuing to put up crappy fights on his network. And even the good fights with Keith Thurman, Sean Porter get canceled. I just don't understand how this man continues to have a job when you have Leo Santa Cruz doing the numbers that he's doing. And you're putting that garbage on your network. It just doesn't make much sense to me. I don't know. At some point, is Showtime going to say, are we going to be a serious competitor for HBO as we were when, Golden Boy was on the network and they were making all the fights? And I actually think they beat HBO 1 year out of that time span. Or are we going to continue to put up fodder on our network? I think at some point they have to make that decision. Look to Terrence Crawford being a star based off of numbers against Hank Lundy. Ruslan Provodnikov and Lucas Matisse both have, I think, 3 or 4 fights with 1 million+ viewership. Getting 980,000 viewership does not make you a superstar or even a star. Terrence Crawford has a lot of work to do. He continues to fight these guys, and I know we discussed this before, and you guys tried to make this out as a credible opposition. Hank Lundy had no business in the ring with Terrence Crawford. We knew what we were getting. At some point, Terrence Crawford has to make the decision that he's going to face serious opposition. He ducked Victor Postol. He said it out of his own mouth. He ducked Postol. At some point, he has to make the decision, and he's going to face serious opposition. So we can't continue to give this guy a pass. At some point, he has to make that decision. On to Luis Ortiz. Who in the heavyweight division can mess with this man? This man is serious. He played with Tony Thompson. He played with that guy. He hit him with a little punch in the first round, set him on his butt, and said, "Look, get up. We're gonna give these fans a round." He could have took care of Tony Thompson before the first round had even ended. He played with that man. He played with a grown man. This guy is the truth. I don't know anybody in the heavyweight division that can mess with this man. The only guy that could give him a chance or a shot would be Anthony Joshua. And Anthony Joshua's not ready yet. Deontay Wilder don't want it. Come scream that bomb squad for Ortiz. Come scream that bomb squad and see what happens.
I will.
The real bombs is coming from the man Ortiz.
I will.
Because Ortiz can box, and he can bomb. So I hope Wilder makes.
I want to see. Listen, you know the saddest thing is that Wilder had to prove so much to the world. He had to jump through these hoops of fire, Mario. And here is Luis Ortiz. How many fights he got? 24, 25?
And he's beaten beaten Brian Jennings is better than anyone on Deontay Wilder's wrestling.
And he's got 24, 25 fights, and he's not being questioned at all. We don't know. No one's questioning whether or not this guy could go 12 rounds, whether or not he could take a shot. It's just like, he's King Kong, he's dangerous. I mean, I don't fall asleep that easy.
it could be that the fans are wanting him to be a little further along than he might be because of his age. They know that at the end of the day, he's not going to be a guy who's going to continue to build himself. He is what he is now because he's as old as he is, and so it could be that reluctancy. But at the same time, I said exactly what the politician is saying. I think Ortiz is the more dangerous puncher than Wilder, and I think that's probably the fight to make more than any other fight in the heavyweight division.
Well, JP, before you go, I do want to ask.
One last point.
I do want to ask you though. Wait a minute.
One last point.
All right, no problem.
So,
listen.
Let me just hit this Margachito point. At some point this year, our next was Canelo Alvarez. It's basically a done deal. It's widely known in Mexico. This guy has no business getting in the ring with Canelo Alvarez. Not one business. Paez Jr. sits you on your butt. You couldn't put Paez Jr. out of the ring? Margachito has no business. And he gets in the ring, it's going to be a duplication of what Canelo did to Angulo. So moving along. Go ahead, Ness.
Man, I lost my thought. You got me. But next time, I'm having a producer save the number, JP. We appreciate the call. Thank you as always. From JP in Philly. JP, and when I do that, he would have rather me JP's intro, but damn.
Long Beach in the house. Yeah.
JP?
Yo, man. Yeah. I would like to send a shout out to the loss to Mayweather and say that nothing brings more delight to my day than seeing Mario Mayweather work the pad on Twitter. Hilarious. But
Mario working the pads?
That's hilarious.
Mario working the pads in his workout?
JP, listen. I hope you listen to the show on iTunes or something. Tune in, Stitcher, because pretty soon you won't last. I'm gonna have to go, take you off. You sound very bad, like you're underwater or something like that. I have no clue, but go ahead. I'm gonna try as long as we can with the noise.
No, but Mario Mayweather on the pads, man. That's all I'm saying. As for the night of the Crawford fight, and you had the Ruiz-Ceja fight, there was another really big event going on that night, which was the Golden State Warriors versus the Oklahoma Thunder. And so I think that's where a lot of the split in ratings came in, man. There should have been bigger ratings for both. But I like to say for the Sadam Ali fight, the guy's just not tough enough, dude. When boxing comes down to toughness at the end of the day also, we forget that a lot of the time. But you got to be fucking tough to keep getting punched, and I seen like in about the fourth round when that jab was getting in there, and you have to question yourself, was dude going to be tough enough? We knew he had the skill and things, but you got to have that fortitude. Tony Thompson, that shit looked like my uncle who played dominoes in the backyard and eat pizza and shit all day, and then he gets drunk and starts slapboxing with the kids. That shit is terrible, man. On to who do I want to talk about? My bad. I like the Antoine Douglas. That kind of fight for that kind of fighter is always a kryptonite. You could see it with Mayweather Castillo. You could see it with Broner Maidana. So these fights can either make or break you for that style fighter. The kid did get beat up a lot, but he stuck in there, man. He had a fighter spirit. So I think that should be commended, dude. And these fights, those type of fights can make or break you. Can make him a better fighter down the line. He didn't know how to stand in there in the line of fire against a fighter like that. But those fights happen. It's the kryptonite to that style. Everybody who's going to fight that guy from going forward is going to come fight him just like that. Get in his chest, crowd him, and be relentless. That's kind of the blueprint for that style of fighter. So that's something he's going to have to deal with going forward. But you guys have a good one, man. That's my call.
JP, man, thanks for calling in. As always, Suleiman Niscala on a check and talk to me.
Yeah, how you doing this? This fight with Ortiz. Ortiz is a good fighter. He's being avoided, but I think he got the fight that he could take right now. A fighter is not scared of him either. Lucas Brown. Let's see if put them both together, mash them together.
Well, I mean, one of them, Suleiman, you know better than me because you follow the sanctioning bodies. One of them, it should be the other's mandatory, right? Because one is the regular, the other is the interim.
Yeah, that would be a.
What about Amir Mansour? Is he in the rankings?
Come on, you're the ones that keep mentioning him. I never mention him that much.
I'm just asking.
Hey, tell him Suleiman is not funny anymore. Suleiman, tell him. Damn, yo, why you riding Suleiman?
This guy, Lucas Brown and Lucas Brown and how you call it, and this Ortiz fella, that'll be a great matchup. Not for nothing, but there's a double standard. Ortiz, everybody's like praising him and all that, but once he gets hit by a real puncher in the heavyweight division, then we're gonna see how good he is. That's why they put him in a fight with Thompson, because they wanted to see if he has a good chin. And this guy, he didn't meet the criteria. So also the fight I want to get into is this fight with Jesse Vargas against Sadam Ali.
Wait, Suleiman, wait, before you move, you said that they put him in the ring with Tony Thompson to test his chin?
Yeah, they put him in there because he wanted to see if he could beat a guy of that caliber, because everybody's saying, oh, he got a little bit of fights, he only beat Brian Jennings, his resume is not extensive, and what happened? He knocked his bum out in a couple of rounds. Nobody wants to fight him, but I think it would be a mistake if they matched him with Deontay Wilder, because Deontay Wilder, the kind of fighters that he fought, they will give him, they will take him all night. You know what I'm saying? They will take him because I got a feeling Arthur Spilka can handle all these guys, man. Arthur Spilka, the guy that he knocked out, once he get better, he can handle all these bumps because he got a slick bob and weave southpaw style. He throws a lot of punches. The only thing, he was fighting the best fighter in the division. He was fighting Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder is a ferocious puncher. People sleeping on him. All these guys are hype machines like Sadam Ali. Sadam Ali was a hype machine, but he likes to admire his work. He taps people, and he likes to admire his work.
What about Tyson Fury?
Whatever. He was no hype machine.
What about Tyson Fury?
Dude's a declared amateur. He just his chin.
So what? Everybody in this world is an amateur champion. Is an Olympian. He has no medal. He didn't get no medal. He was a decorated fighter. Everybody was a hype guy.
It don't matter. If we're gonna praise Cubans and Russians and any European for a couple of hundred fights, we better praise Sadam Ali.
You don't praise the guy that knocked out Timothy Bradley and they robbed him the fight. That's what I'm trying to get.
Oh my!
You don't praise the guy.
Oh my God!
He was higher than a motherfucker. I'll tell you, he was stoned as fuck, man.
Right?
You were stoned as fuck, Suleiman, thinking that shit, that he knocked him out.
Fuck, man. And then you had the nerve to say in the last show, which I tried to get in, you didn't let me in. You got to say, oh, he had his hands in his pocket for 11 rounds. Come on, that's ridiculous, man. The guy's he's an icon in his area. The guy was a WBA champion in his lower division. And he beat a lot of fighters. Okay, he wasn't taking no way coming up. He changed trainers because the trainers, for the only reason was because the trainers weren't giving him 110%. He wants a trainer to give him 110%. Like Roy Jones. Roy Jones coming in, he's fighting pro. He dedicated to commentating, and he wants to be his professional trainer, so he had to dump him. You know what I'm saying? It's as simple as that. So now he beat this guy. The referee stopped the fight. They gave him the belt, and he was celebrating. And then they just show you the corruption. And they gave Timothy Bradley a belt. And Timothy Bradley, a jelly bean, is such a bum. They kicked the belt and want to have a third fight with Manny Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? So
man, Suleiman, that's.
He finally shows in this fight, right, that Jesse Vargas deserves his credit. He went in there, he fought an undefeated fighter that was hyped up off the mask. He only fought 2 quarterfinal fighters, a Bragu and another fighter. He was an Olympian fighter, never won no medal. Okay, he likes to admire what he was tapped. Jesse Vargas with 1 or 2 shots, and think he's gonna knock the guy out because he was believing it was always hype. Jesse Vargas cracked him. He made his left knee buckle from the shot that he gave him. He got up again. He's stunned. He don't know what the hell is going on. His corner's not giving him no advice. He drops him again, and then they stop the fight and with a combo. The kid fought his heart out. He fought beautiful. Okay, this is show you what a real fighter is, not one of these hype machines that everybody's hyping up like Luis Ortiz and all these guys. Deontay Wilder was Luis Ortiz. Okay, he will knock him out. Okay, like he knocked out the speaker. I don't know why you guys are hyping him. The only guy that's stunned me.
Okay, Suleiman, calm down, baby. Okay? You did a great job today. This is the Suleiman we want more often. All right, you let us have it. Don't let B bully you no more. No more.
He just come on, bro. He's always cracking jokes about Amir Mansour. If he had the cut in his mouth, Amir Mansour would have knocked that dude out.
I believe you, Suleiman. I believe you. I believe you, Suleiman.
Suleiman, man, thank you for calling in. You know we truly appreciate it.
Can I ask him one question? Who's the best welterweight in the world right now?
Can you answer that?
You want me to
answer that?
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
You want me to ask? Okay, right now, I want to see your tournament right now. The best, I will see you. Jesse Vargas will knock out Danny Garcia. Jesse Vargas will knock out Danny Garcia. Because Danny Garcia, what he got? He got the pop, he got all the hype, right? He fought protected fight. He fought a fighter that lost two fights in a row and beat him and they gave him a belt that was vacated. This guy went to a ring, knocked out Timothy Brady. They stole his belt. Right, went in and fought an undefeated fighter that everybody's cool. I want to see him beat this. I want to see. He was the most hyped up welterweight. He knocked him out, and I guarantee you, if they put Errol Spence in there, he'll knock him out too.
Oh my God, Suleiman, we gotta go, baby. We gotta go. You're on fire. He said he'll knock out Errol Spence. Oh my God. We're gonna get back to some callers really quick after this.
The Boxing Voice wants your every listening experience to be a great one. So we partnered with Amazon to give you 1 free month to explore over 100,000 audiobooks. Try something different. If it doesn't work out, no worries. At Audible, you'll have an incredible selection of titles to choose from, including new releases, bestsellers, and exclusives. It's absolutely free, and it's an amazing way to support The Boxing Voice by going to theboxingvoice.com/audible.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you a young fella, and he comes from the Magnolia.
Yeah, we had a good week. We had a good week in the fight that just passed. You know what I'm saying? Sadam Ali, that was the upset. I ain't call. You can give me my crew. I ain't calling in. Technically, I don't need Crow, but I can go ahead and get it because I was going to pick it. And you can go ahead and slap me with that. But, I mean, that was the obvious pick to me. I mean, who knew Jesse Vargas was going to, be on somewhat of a, I'm going to say he was in the zone, you know what I'm saying? He was in the zone that fight. He knew what he wanted to do, and he went ahead and got it done. I don't know if he actually knew he was going to get it done, but he probably had a feeling it was going to work out. But Sadam Ali, man, another caller just called in. He hit that on the head, but Sadam Ali just ain't fucking tough enough, bro. He got to get tougher than that, man. He got to move the Philly or something. He got to get in that Philly gym, bro, and start getting it in with some dudes that gonna get greasy with it, man. Cause that finesse shit ain't gonna get it. I thought he was. I thought he had what it took when he beat the other. I forgot the other guy's name, bro. But he pulled the upset on him. So I figured he probably had what it took. But I don't know. Mo, he got to go back to the drawing board, bro. And for Luis Ortiz, man, I mean he look good. That's a big boy, bro. But I don't think he's gonna be no Wilder. You know what I'm saying, man? He ain't took no hit from another big puncher yet. From what I seen and see, he all listen to all that, man. We gotta pump our brakes on this Ortiz dude, bro. You know what I'm saying? Cause I don't know right now. My squad in the lead on that end, bro.
Coins.
Let me get that DJ Khaled and let me get a gunshot right quick.
I don't think I got a Khaled, yo. But
what
you can get this.
Yeah, like you just played the show.
Khaled.
Oh, that's casual fan, but he ain't show up to work today. That's what happens. You see?
All right,
see, that's what happens. You know what I'm saying? We only as strong as our team. But here go your gunshot. Because Ness always here. That's all I'm going to say. From now on, I'm going to just have to put people on black. I'm always there. Always here. All right,
that was that.
All right, and thanks for calling in.
That that gunshot for you though, Ness, bro. You know
Yeah,
what
but
I'm
you
saying?
know I
That's
don't
for
die.
Last week's show. That's the last week's show, man. When you had Kenny Pollard on the line and all that,
Yeah.
man, you know Keith Thurman ducking this man, bro. And you laying up
Nah,
there defending him and all that stuff. You know what's happening, Ness, bro.
Nah.
You trolling, bro.
Nah, I don't.
You trolling right now, bro.
Nah, I don't think he's ducking. Nah, man. Honestly.
Why every time someone brings up Keith Thurman's name, you start stuttering? You hear me? Started stuttering then, though.
Listen to me. I'm being serious. I don't think he's ducking. I really don't. I mean, everybody thought Abner Mars was ducking Leo Santa Cruz and vice versa. It don't work like that, man. It don't work like that, man. I talk to these dudes. These dudes ain't scared, man. These dudes fought each other, sparred each other.
Before that fight came up, Keith Thurman he was everywhere. He hollering, making noise, you know what I'm saying? I want to fight this one, that one. I'm going to go to England. I want to fight Cal Brother. I want to fight Danny Garcia.
Hey, man, listen.
Somebody else calling this man, you don't see him.
Listen.
They're everywhere. He ain't never there. The pro is everywhere.
Listen.
He ain't never there.
We've seen plenty of other.
You ain't even got his number. He was on the show and everything.
Yeah, he did change his number on me. He did change his number on me, yo.
See what's going
Don't matter.
Don't want to talk to you.
Innocent till proven guilty. NL, we gotta go, man. It's about to be 10 o'clock. It's about to be 10 o'clock. You guys killing me. Going to Houston, Texas, 832. Who's this?
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, hey, call me back. I don't want to talk. I'm just listening.
No problem, brother. 214 Dallas, Texas. Who's this? 214 Dallas, you just listening?
Oh, wait. Hello?
Yes, sir. That's you.
Am I on?
Yes, you are. First time caller?
Oh, crap. Awesome. Yeah, first time caller.
All right. You know how this works, right? We're going to play this intro. You're going to give us your most enthusiastic introduction into the show, into the world of virtual audio boxing. All right? So go.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut.
Yep. Well, I mean, I don't have much enthusiasm because I'm working, but this is Class Inbound, and I am so psyched to be on this show. Like, I know we're talking about Luis Ortiz and you know, we're talking about Sadam Ali, but first of all, I just want to thank you guys because I actually your show while I was at a missionary for the LDS Church, and every single week grab your episodes and I would get them from the YouTube converter and download them, get me through the week whenever things weren't going well. So I appreciate you guys. You know.
Wait a minute.
Ness.
Let me stop you right there. You don't have to go through all that trouble, my friend. Just subscribe to us on iTunes, and it's an MP3 right there. You can listen on any phone. If you don't have an iPhone, you can always subscribe on TuneIn or Stitcher app, and hopefully those will help you because, you know, ripping it on YouTube is just like so much work for you, bro.
Yeah, you're right, but just like certain situations like had me going that way. So like, but I won't go into the details. But no, but I appreciate you guys. And so yeah, Luis Ortiz. I really liked watching Ortiz. It was, you know, it was like Tony Thompson every time. Like he was getting hit with the straight lefts. Like it just looked like he was always just leaning into it. Like whenever Tony Thompson would kind of like throw a jab out, like his left would just kind of go around it and just like pop Thompson, and it was like it was instant. But do I think he would beat Wilder? No, I don't think so. I think Wilder right now has a lot going for him. He has all the momentum in the world. And as for Sadam Ali and Jesse Vargas, hey, I'll be honest, I really favored Sadam Ali just like a lot of people did. But I mean, Jesse Vargas definitely proved to me that he definitely belongs. I do believe he deserves the rematch with Tim Bradley. I really don't see the problem with the comparisons between, like, Ortiz and Wilder. Like, we should just be excited, to be honest, that, like, we have the heavyweight division going the way it is. You got Tyson Fury, you got Deontay Wilder, Luis Ortiz, you got Lucas Brown doing what he just did. I mean, there's just so much to be excited about. And to be honest, this is just a personal thing for me. I really hate it when people call a professional boxer a bum or like a tomato can. Like, a lot of these guys train, like, they put their lives on the line, and, like,
You know, they do so much, and I think we really need to respect them a lot more. I understand if you like don't like a certain fighter because they haven't fought a while or they don't match up against opposition. But I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like anyone in the top 10 of any weight division in boxing deserves at least some respect because it takes a lot of time and effort to get to that point.
Listen, you made all great points, and I'll tell you first and foremost, I am also the president of the Call the Fighter a Bum Club. So I use the term a lot. I do. But I also want to say, what is your name so we can record this call? Actually, the name. Log the name.
All right. So this is Class Inbound, but my real name is Josel Martinez, and you guys do an awesome job.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Class Inbound, right?
Mhm.
Class Inbound. Cool, brother, man. We really appreciate the call. Oh, and I heard you say that you were listening it through church. Oh, my God. Just when you said that, I felt bad because I'm like, oh, my God, with all the curses I say, I hope nobody else in the church heard it.
No. It's actually so, like as missionaries, we don't get a chance to, like, really do much except, like, on Mondays to do emails to our families. And so like I said, I would just rip your episodes and put them into a USB, and then when I got home, I would just listen to them, and it was just like, you know, it got me through the week, so thank you.
Man, that's amazing. Man, thank you for sharing that with us, man. That's awesome. And I hope you continue to call in, Class Inbound. We're going to log you in. So your next step now is...
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Steven, you're up. Talk to me. All the way in Cali.
No, it happened, bro. Fucking fuck. Jesse Vargas looked great on HBO, and he did it on the one night he was supposed to look bad. I can't believe it. I had so much faith in Sadam Ali. I need to, like, reshuffle up my top 10 rankings. Maybe I'm overrating some of these other up-and-comers, like Sammy Vasquez and Errol Spence. You know, maybe I'm jumping the gun with this. Like this, I believe in Ali so much. And so, started off, get it out the way. I need 2 servings of crow, brother. All right, that's obviously for Ali. Whoa, did you hear that? The crow just went extinct, man. We ate all of it up. So many people are eating crow for this shit, man. It's crazy. Damn, there was such an upset. I disagree with something that Mario said earlier because I think Mario was saying something along the lines that Jesse Vargas could not set up that right hand. I don't think he set up that exact. I mean, I don't think everything he was doing was to set up that one right hand that ended up knocking Ali down and eventually, you know, getting him out of there. But I think that his whole training was focused on landing right hands in general. After he hit Bradley with that, like in all of his interviews, all of his post fights, he kept talking about how he believed so much in his power and he knows his power is there. And I'm looking at him like, what are you talking about? You ain't got the knockout record to show you got power. You didn't even knock Timo down. What are you talking about? But he believed in it so much, and I think that that was the game plan, go in there and just overwhelm with that overhand right. It was kind of like, I'm calling it Operation Right Hand, because if you look at it, it's kind of similar to when Ray Robinson like came back and like beat Gene Fullmer in the second fight. He dubbed his whole fight plan Operation Left Hook, and I think that's what this was like for Vargas. It was Operation Throw the Right Hand and land it, and he came through, busted through. Yo, I don't think you should waste your time with that the J-Rock fight, just because, I mean, I was starting to fall asleep towards the end, but I had to watch it at like midnight, but I was doing homework, and I know you got a lot of work to do, so maybe skip that one, but catch that Action Douglas fight. That fight was great. I think the 7th round could be as possible candidate for round of the year, man. Douglas was down, came back, was fighting, throwing hard shots. This guy was a little Mike Tyson, said that he loved Mike Tyson growing up as a kid. He was doing the head shuffle movement. His gloves were like glued to his chin, and he was leading with these mean-ass hooks, and he was ripping to the body and getting the body and then back up to the head with the same hand. He was impressive for a 36-year-old man to be doing that to a young 23-year-old guy. And to tell you the truth, I wish Douglas showed a lot of heart. He did, but I wish they would have stopped the fight earlier because that was the kind of fight where that might take something out of him. He did not look good after that fight. He did not look good in the last 2 rounds of that fight. I would have stopped it. It might have been one of those cases like, you know, they stopped Lemieux's fight with Rubio to preserve him. They might have. I think they should have considered doing that, man. It was that much of a beating that you're seeing this young guy take. Fucking Lucas Brown, to tell you the truth, I'm sorry to hate on that what that other dude was saying, but I don't really care because he was fighting for a fucking third-rate WBA title, and the fact that there's more than one of them pisses me off. So I couldn't get interested in that fight. Thompson, like, had that smug look on his face, like he didn't care, like he didn't want to be there, like he was just there for a paycheck. But yeah, it turned out that he was actually just super fucking comfortable in there. And even when Ortiz was pounding him, sending him to the floor, he was getting up. He was comfortable. He did not look like alert or in trouble at all. Yeah, the fight had to be stopped. The guy was coming off the couch, and Ortiz was nailing him with that right hand, but he looked comfortable in there, and that was, you know, it's just the way he is from being 46 years old and fighting for so long. Damn, that's all I really got. Sucks about all the fucking crow I had to eat, but, you know, whatever. Hey, last thing. Did you guys hear about that WBA bracket? Like, it's on the WBA website. They have a heavyweight bracket as if there's like a tournament going on for their title,
Luis Ortiz is
title.
in it. Luis Ortiz is in it. His next fight is going to be on the Canelo Alvarez card versus Ustinov.
Yeah, they're all on it, but that Ches, what's that guy's name? Fres Oquendo. That fool is already in the it's already in like the quarterfinals. He even have to fight in the first place. Like, they're not even putting Tyson Fury or Klitschko like anywhere near there until they fight each other. So this like whole bracket looks suspicious to me. It's stupid as hell. Why is Fury the champion? He's the champion. He has it. It's pointless, man. It's stupid. It makes them look dumb.
No, you're right. You're right, Stephen. No, listen, you're right, and at the end of the day, I agree that the sanctioning body is a joke. But to be fair, they did actually, go down the bracket, pick who was ranked where, and they set it up as, I guess, like fairly as they could, but it was based on what fights were coming up. So it wasn't like they were matching these guys, you know what I mean? That would be much different, and that would have been very suspect. But these fights were already set in stone, and then they put the tournament together.
New York City 347, you're up.
Is that me, Ness? Hello?
It is you. Don't hang up because I keep playing my boy Enrique out. He must think it's a personal thing. Enrique is obviously because you have not been there, and we're at the end of the show. But
go ahead, Enrique. Go ahead, jump in.
What's up, man? Yeah, man. Yeah, I just want to say I saw the fight too.
Just stay focused, stay working my jab, and using my fundamentals. As you saying, right, boxing voice.
Because if he comes to fight, then I'm gonna have to look for him. As you saying, right, boxing voice.
Casual fit, right? The boxing voice. Yeah, so I'm on the show live, and Casual is the man because I picked, the man, Vargas, and Casual is lit right now, having a great time. Round one, Sadam Ali sharp, and I'm gonna sound like Biebs. I hope you're listening. So pick your chin up, and Vargas, he has that crazy defense where he like throws his shoulder in, and his elbow, and he gets hit, and his reflex back with the left hand. And I just had good feelings about him when this fight was announced, and I found out about it last week, late rather. Yes, I did pick Vargas. Yes, I highly gave regards to Sadam Ali. I was expecting way much more of a tough fight. He gave a tough fight, but like I said, Jesse Vargas has experience. When you have these names on your resume, right? You are the man for the job, and you better win. And they hire you for that reason. Ali, man, you guys called him the boxer. You guys called him, I don't know what other accolade you gave him, but I just had a feeling that it was not going to work out based off of resume, and I never use resume. This was the first fight that I have ever used a resume, and I was like, man, this guy fought Josecito Lopez. He fought Timothy Bradley. There's like 2 other names in there that are thrown out there. This guy is the truth, man. He deserves the fight. And when I say the fight, I mean is the rematch with Timothy Bradley. He deserves a fight with Manny Pacquiao. He deserves a fight with Danny Garcia. He deserves a fight with anybody Bob Arum puts in front of him, and he is a risk. Now, thank you. Can I get 2 more coins in all due respect? All right, so let's jump on to Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz, I will be honest with the listeners. I will be honest with Beebs. I'll be honest with Mario and Ness, GTO. I fell asleep. I was not excited as I was on this past fight. To me, and I said this on IG, Deontay Wilder is the gatekeeper. You want to be great, you got to pass him. There's no passing him. You know, Klitschko was a gatekeeper, or is a gatekeeper. Deontay Wilder, Klitschko. Fury passed the gatekeeper. So his name is talked about. Who passed Deontay Wilder? No one. He is the gatekeeper. Luis Ortiz is talked about because he's doing great. But does he beat Wilder? No resume is being used right now. I say no. Because his body. He's too soft. Wilder's solid. He's muscular. He's long. And if it goes 12 rounds, Wilder will look better. If it goes 9 rounds, Wilder will be the one on top. So if anybody has a question, call me. I chose Vargas. Yes, Jesse Vargas is the man, the new generation. Holla at me, just like the casual fan. It takes the ocean to get into the ship for it to sink. And that is what it is. TBE. Thank you. God bless you.
You're rambling now. You're rambling. Now you're rambling.
I'm rambling.
You're falling off.
Put money down on it.
I should have beaten the odds with the casual fan, ladies and gentlemen. Follow me.
No.
Did you bet on it? Did you bet on it? Did you lose a chunk of that TBV purse?
No. We did not bet this night.
Oh, shit.
Let me get to these callers. 347. Sorry to keep you on hold. We had to give Casual some time.
Give me some shine.
Glow.
That's fine. Is it me, Ness?
It is you.
Yeah, Ness. Second time caller. I called last time, but I forgot to tell you I was the first time caller.
All right. Well, we're gonna get you properly introduced then.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut.
Hello, everyone on the panel, and to everyone listening. You guys can, I'm going to go by the name of Chia. You know, make whatever you want of it. And Ness, I just wanted to say, very happy boxing is back for a second week in a row. But, you know, the HBO card is just, it was a card that I spent the majority of my time watching. I just caught up on the Showtime card. I just want to say that was a great card. I feel bad for Douglas. The ref should have stopped it in the 7th. His corner let it go on for too long. Poor kid he was basically slapping, and they were letting it go because he was slapping his opponent. He wasn't turning over the punch, and that guy just, man, Douglas got a lot of heart, but he was getting right. Tony Harrison looked good, but whenever Fernando Guerrero would actually, you know, stop being scared and actually throw some, he actually had the better spurts in the fight versus Harrison. Harrison got a lot of power, but his chin is I don't think it's there. Julian Williams, good performance. I liked how he called out Charlo at the end, and it does seem like Charlo wants that fight. That's going to be a beautiful fight. 2 undefeated, young, athletic Americans. I would say really young in the prime of their career. Can't really choose a winner. The HBO card, I want to say I didn't check the Jesse Vargas, Sadam Ali fight. I would have chose Ali, but I did see a photo of Jesse Vargas' back after the fight, and I saw a lot of boils and pimples, so I don't think I ever seen anything like that on Jesse in his previous fights. So that's just something to look out for Sadam Ali. Ness, I don't know if you guys could do some digging to see if there was drug testing for the fight. If there wasn't, then I don't know where all that stuff came on Jesse. And when it comes to Tony Thompson, Luis Ortiz, man, that it looked like Tony Thompson just rolled out of bed to get a check. He was smiling the whole time like he was playing everybody.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Luis Ortiz, I just found out that you know, because I just wanted to do some more. Not digging, but just to find out a little bit more about Tony Thompson, because I had really never seen a lot of him. But I found out that not only did Tony Thompson test positive twice for steroids, but Luis Ortiz did too.
Yep.
So
me too.
it was like two guys that both used drugs that were fighting each other. And my thing is like, when I look at Tony Thompson, I would think that since I just found out that Luis Ortiz is a cheater too and uses steroids, that Luis Ortiz could end up looking like Tony Thompson, like, because Tony Thompson does not look like he trains, but he's able to fight, against, elite competition in the heavyweight division and take punches is probably because of, whatever he's taking. And no disrespect, because, a man going to do what he's going to do. I'm not trying to judge him. I'm just saying that when it comes to the sport, I think guys that cheat really shouldn't be given an opportunity on premium cable that I pay for. Also wanted to say something I couldn't speak on last time I called. What was it? Canelo Khan. I don't really have no issue with either guy. Not a fan of either guy, but I watch them fight because, I think they put on good fights, and I love boxing. But Amir Khan gets credit. I can't say nothing wrong. Can't say nothing bad about the kid. But Canelo, whoever is with Canelo, the WBC, HBO pay-per-view, and whoever bought up the fight should be ashamed, because Amir Khan, I remember that guy getting knocked out clean at 135. I remember Danny Garcia making him, do stanky leg at 140. I remember Juan Diaz dropping him by 147. And now this guy gonna move up 2 divisions. He gonna fight a kid in Canelo that got some heavy hands, that's a better boxer. And people are trying to, justify this when there's a bunch of young talent for Canelo to fight that's his size, but he won't fight. And it's like, I'm not saying I'm scared, because I don't think Amir Khan, he got a lot of heart, and he's gonna come. He takes his stuff seriously. Every fight I've seen of him, he all gives his all. But like things like this, it just bothers me. Like, why is this allowed in boxing? Like, I'm not trying to see somebody that's not even the best at their division move up to fight somebody bigger that's pretty good in their division. Like, it didn't need to happen. There was no point in it. Amir Khan could have fought, a lot of great fights at his own division. And that's not going to happen because I think people are just looking at names. This is a really big fight, but it's a worthless fight. I will not be buying it. If Khan gets hurt, then we're going to have a conversation about, weight divisions of sport, because you can't really have somebody jumping up for no other reason than to jump up and put his name on to get a check when he's not even good, man.
Khan could fight.
Let me get that name again.
Chia, C-H-I-A.
Chia. Khan could fight.
Yeah.
C-H-I-A.
Khan could fight, but the thing about Khan, everybody times him. Everybody times him, man.
Hey, Chia, listen.
You know.
I
ain't trying to see that, man.
Chia, you at the end of the show. I got to move on. But thank you for calling in.
I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak.
No doubt, man.
I'm calling again now. I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm listening though. I like you guys, man. You put on a really good podcast or show.
Yeah, we are the extension of boxing. No?
We appreciate it, and we hope you continue to call in. We're going to go to our last caller, 201. You're up. Jersey City, somewhere.
Yo.
Yo,
what's up, Ness?
What's up?
Yeah, what's up?
Yo, man, I ran into you at the GGG and Lemieux fight.
Okay.
What's good? Talk to me.
Yo, man, not much, man. I saw that fight with Ali.
Okay,
I
what
haven't
you
seen
thought?
Ali. I haven't really seen Vargas.
I saw both.
I saw Ali's punches. He had good combinations, but he just didn't have enough power. And plus, his legs were very small. And I noticed that Vargas, he's putting a lot of pressure on Ali towards like the middle, towards the end of the fight.
Vargas had defense.
It kind of bothered Ali. And I noticed that Vargas also was kind of getting to his head. He would punch him, and then like he would like make faces and like clown him a little bit. So I think that had a lot to do with it as well. But I wasn't really impressed with Ali. Now with Ortiz, everybody's talking about Ortiz and Wilder. Now you got to remember, man, Ortiz, he's a big boy, man. He kind of reminds me of like George Foreman, like kind of George Foreman-ish. I may be going on the limb, but it is what it is. And Thompson, he's old and whatever, but Ortiz is a problem, man. He's a problem. I think if him and Wilder got into it, I think Ortiz would give Wilder problems, but throughout the stretch, I think Wilder might be able to get to him, might touch him up a little bit. That's all, man. That's all.
Wilder's longer.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for calling in. Let me see here. That's about it. We got a couple of news and notes that we could definitely touch on before we head on out. I do want to say that there was 4,500 people in D.C. yesterday for that Tony Thompson versus Luis Ortiz fight. That's right around average, right? I mean, this is what all these fights have been kind of averaging at this point now, you know? Like Leo Santa Cruz and Mars, that did 13,000, but then look, he went to Anaheim and, you know, did around 3 or something like that. But I did want to jump into this real quick.
Have you ever wanted to hear the host discuss a subject that wasn't on the agenda? Or worse, have you been denied the chance to introduce a topic because of the time restrictions of the show? Do you have an idea for a show? Something that is not being covered or talked about in today's boxing media, but is important to you? Would you like the opportunity to control the Boxing Voice conversation and have TBV's entertaining panel discuss your topic with their brand of diverse opinions and entertaining banter? Now, the Boxing Voice is giving you, the listener, the power, total control. With our new on-demand service, you can contribute to the conversation in a way that isn't being offered anywhere else. Finally, you can get the exact show you want with all the same unpredictability you've come to expect from our live radio show podcast. Simply fill out the form below, decide from our many options, and give us your concept. That's not all. TBV On Demand is giving you full control by allowing you to choose the date and time. Plus, for the first time in radio history, we will be giving you the opportunity to become part of the show by deciding how involved you want to be.
So I just wanted to play that and finally talk about it a little more in detail now that we got everybody here. Casual Fan finally showed up. And it's something that we've been working on, and we finally released it. So we just want to chop it up a little bit since it's towards the ends of the show, and just kind of let you guys know what it is and how it's going to work.
And so I've gotten a lot of comments and tweets and emails and messages from guys that always have an idea for a show. I mean, it happens every week, and it's multiple times, and it's guys that don't really call in, you know. So sometimes I'll get, and I'll use one as an example recently. I got a really great tweet the other day asking for us to do a show on all of the old Fight Night games. You know, y'all remember Fight Night, you know, the original round 2, round 3, round 4, all of those games, and to assess today's era of boxing, where we're at right now, who would be on a new game, what would a new game look like, what would we want from it. Listen, we have a hard enough time doing spontaneous shows when it's you know, called for. We try to give y'all spontaneous shows whenever the news is just so big that we cannot wait for Thursday or Sunday. And so this is a way for y'all to dictate what we do and how we do it and when we do it. It is on demand as on demand gets. Okay, you can go to the website as you heard, and you can, you know, give us details on what you want to do. But I do want to point out the fact that you can be a part of your own show. You can be, you know, you can play co-host in a sense, and so
you can really have a title shot with the Beeb.
You can really have a title shot at the Beeb. Yep.
Beeb, have you ever had? I mean, I know you have, but give us at least a story, or you know, whatever message you might have gotten on a specific show that someone might have said, Beeb, I really want to know your thoughts on this. I really want to hear the Boxing Voice break down XYZ. What kind of tweets have you gotten, or you know, whatever messages they send you these days?
I get a lot of messages about this fantasy matchup stuff. People really like that. I mean, I'm not crazy about it, but I think people are very interested in that. And then also, when another topic people kept messaging me about was this Thurman Porter situation, and that's why I'm glad we had that this past Thursday. That kind of satisfied a lot of people. It was great having Ken on because it added a great element, another dynamic to the show, and we needed that, and it was just great. So there's things like that, fantasy matchups. UK, do a show about UK fighters. People asked us to do that before. Asked me, they've messaged me about that. So there's a lot of, and you made a crack about Facebook, but a lot of people do contact me on Facebook because you can write long messages. It's just easier to expand your thoughts on Facebook more so than Twitter. Twitter's like fast, this. You can actually have great dialogue and conversations on Facebook, especially with the Facebook Messenger they have now on your phone. You could do Facebook Messenger, which is awesome.
You know, that's actually the only way that I use Facebook is through the Messenger, because I send people voice text or just call them. I don't, you know, the whole texting thing isn't for me. But yeah, no, you know, I get tons of you know, suggestions for shows. You know, do a show on this, do a show on that, and it's too difficult to decide and become that dictator that you already think that I am. So the Boxing Voice on Demand is just obviously an extension of that. It's the ability to give you the power to have what you want. So,
and it takes
you know,
it out of our hands. It takes it out of our hands, because if we're here dictating what gets on and what doesn't, then that looks biased. Exactly. Why did you pick Wassam's and not Georgie's show? Like, you know what I mean? It gets into that. So you have the power to dictate what shows that we do. You have the power whether we're going to take calls, whether you're going to be on the show, whether you want to make a call for the show. You can pick how many times you want to be on and discuss what you want to discuss. You can pick how long you want the show to be. There are a ton of options. The length of the show.
And not only that, too, it's crazy that you say that, because a lot of people, especially on YouTube, will message me, can we do a collaboration video? A lot of people will say, oh, can you be on my Google Hangout? Well, why not use the Boxing Voice show for that type of platform? If you guys still want to do stuff like that with me, let's do it on here. Let's use the on-demand feature.
And it'll get uploaded to the YouTube. So every show, it gets uploaded. So it's the exact same process.
I think that the beautiful part is, obviously, the person that chooses to partake, they get the exclusive invite to the panel and be part of their show. Now, obviously, that costs. But, you know, you decide that you can do the normal calls. You know, you can do you can be on via call, or you can take calls. You can decide what you want to do, basically. In terms of everything, and we're open to suggestions, which is what's best. We're just starting to release it, and obviously this is just for you guys. We're all like family anyway, so you know we take suggestions. Email us, obviously, at ThaBoxingvoice.com, and you know, get us those emails and any suggestions, any tweaks you want to make, any features you think need to be added. Obviously, that is the place to do it.
And let me make one last point in case anyone is not getting exactly what this is. If you've ever, and just like the ad said, if you've ever been on the call, just like today we've had a few where you had something to say that was not in the realm of this show, that's exactly what the on demand's for. If this sounds familiar, and I got one last thing, I want to talk about Mayweather Pacquiao too. No, come on. But wait, no, it's drive-by. If you hate the term drive-by, and that drive-by applies to you because you're always calling in late, and because that's the only time you can call in, then at the end of the day, this is for you, on demand.
Actually, this is even better too. This is the other cool feature about it, right? Like for a guy like JP, right? Or for instance, hypothetically, not even JP, anyone, you know, we got guys all the time that tell us, man, I work at the time that you guys are live, so I can't call in. So use the on-demand feature. Schedule it. You want the Beeb and Mario to talk, I don't know, what is it? What is it that they want the Beeb the most these days? History? Fight Doctor is the perfect example. You want to finally have that title shot with the Beeb over the history of the heavyweight division? The Boxing Voice on Demand. All right, now that we've given you enough of that, it's time to leave, and we're always going to leave the right way. And we're going to give a casual fan a little voice.
Yeah.
He's obviously saucy.
No, never. My favorite thing about the show is the prediction when the fight is happening that Saturday, that build-up, that anticipation.
He's so excited he picked it right.
Well, I also picked Leo Santa Cruz, right? You know, so I could throw that out there, like 3 dice.
Casual. Newsflash, everyone picked Leo Santa Cruz.
No, I'm talking about Abnormata's Leo Santa Cruz, buddy. Thank you.
Everyone picked Leo Santa Cruz.
Okay, it's Abnormata's? No.
Didn't you write it down? You should know better than anybody.
I was actually in Mexico. I missed the fight live. I saw it when I got home.
Yo, I'm just going to say,
Say.
Mario, I'm like so close to truly having some sort of six-pack by Jamaica in May.
Oh, we talking lifestyle build-up? Oh my God, I got a heavy bag.
Casual. I just want to say I'm gonna give you some coins. I seen your 5 pull-ups. Keep working at it, baby. We gotta get that little. We're gonna get that formation a little faster. But I don't know if I don't think we Facebook friends, but anybody that is my Facebook friend, I put that 20 count up there. Mario, I know you've seen it and you don't want to talk about it because that formation looking sick. You know. Whoa, look at this guy.
I mean, listen.
Testosterone in that house. Testosterone in the house. Come on, casual. Nobody.
Monster, your man ain't gonna want you on the Boxing Voice anymore, sweetie.
Oh, he said the monster. Wow.
Taking shots at a man.
That's why there's no women. That's why there's no women listen to the show, because you guys get one girl and everybody's like, flirting already.
I'm not flirting. I'm just.
She didn't even call in today because it's probably people been harassing her. She ain't even call in today because of that.
Duh, I'm joking.
Beeb, you better protect her.
I always protect the females, man. I'm the knight in shining armor.
All right. So we'll see when we'll be back, man. What's coming up these days? Any notable fights out there? What do we got to talk about? Notable fights.
Let me see right here real quick. Notable upcoming fight.
Honorable mention. Hold on. Honorable mention. Mike Perez got that win on Estrella TV. We did need to mention that at least.
Mike Perez, yeah, that was a decent fight.
Matter of fact, let me cut the music on this, man. I fucking like this guy and everything. He's always liking my pictures on Instagram. We're from the same neighborhood, I didn't expect him to lose to Omar Figueroa. They both were on the come up, and up until that time, Perez was looking good.
Yeah.
When he fought Figueroa. So it wasn't like, Figueroa was going to beat Perez. That was Figueroa's coming out party, right? So I rode with the dude, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, Honorio is a dude that I want to see you run over. And Perez didn't run over him. Yeah, he got the win, but it was a bloody, ugly fight. Was it from a headbutt? Was it from what? I don't know what it was from.
It was a headbutt.
The point is, you too close. Floyd don't get that close. Floyd just bled versus Maidana, okay? So my question to you guys is, who at 140 runs through Martin Honorio? Because don't make me have to go to BoxRec. This dude has been... No. You shaking your head. No, come on. You telling me Amir Iman doesn't blow through him, even with the loss?
I don't think so. Martin Honario's a tough out, dude. He's a tough fight. He is.
So
not to say that nobody wouldn't dominate him.
You saying I shouldn't be hard on Mike Perez?
No way.
I'm just
Especially
saying,
with that cut, no way.
I'm just saying, man, I want my contenders to look better versus... Listen, Lucas Matisse blew through Humberto Soto, a Josie, what was that dude named Mike Dallas Jr.? No, man. On the up, you got to blow through your guys. Okay? You got to blow through them. Earl Spencer's blowing through him. Before Algieri got his shot, he was blowing through him. Come on, man. You bugging. Nah. He should have blew through Honorio. Matter of fact, all right, I'm going to make it real simple. Now we're going to have to box track because we're going to see who did beat Honorio and see did they not blow through him. Let's just see. And like I said, I hate to do this because,
Yeah, BoxRec should start sponsoring some money because we throw their name out there a lot.
I really wish they would, but they ain't going to do that, man. You know how it is.
Salido Vargas.
This is not the Mike Perez I wanted to look up, unfortunately.
No.
Let me see. Okay, let me get up Martin Honorio. I mean, you guys could definitely help me with this, though, for real.
All right, let me go. Let me look.
Because we could all just see what notable names this guy has and how is it worth it.
Mike Perez.
No, not Mike Perez.
Michael.
It's Michael, because then the heavyweight comes up.
Right.
Yeah.
But look, Honorio has lost to Michael Perez. He's lost to Antonio Orozco, who took him the unanimous decision. I didn't even see that fight. Mario, did you? Because Orozco was your guy.
Yeah, I saw that fight.
Did he blow through him?
No way. It was a dominating fight for sure. It wasn't as tough as the Perez fight for sure.
All right,
he didn't have a big ass cut either.
Let's keep moving. Juan Carlos Salgado beat him. You seen that one? Because I didn't. That was
yeah, I remember that fight. That was a good fight. That was a very, very good fight.
Louis Cruz. Listen, Puerto Rican Louis Cruz, who ends up being nobody right now, and I'm sorry to say it that way, but we all know what it is. You click on that name and you're gonna see losses after this. But he fought him at 17-0 and he beat Honoria. See what I'm saying? I just think Perez should have did it, man. Perez should have did it. Plus, he already moved up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Look, Broner did his thing at 130, did his thing at 135. He moved up after doing his thing. This guy moved out of 135 just because he couldn't make 135. At least Figueroa, who couldn't make 135, he won a title at 135 before he moved to 140. You know what I'm saying? Like, Perez is chilling on the back, chilling, and it's time to start showing what you made of. Like, right now, Golden Boy needs him. And I just think he should have did better. Am I being hard?
I mean, no, you're right, because how long is he going to be on the come-up? I mean, Michael Perez has been a guy who's been on the come-up for a long time.
Exactly.
And so
his prospect season is expired already.
Exactly. Even if you count the setback that was Omar Figueroa, like at this point, he should have been already ready to do that. And he's still fighting fringe contenders.
Listen, this is a whole nother podcast, and this is exactly what the Boxing Voice on Demand is for. Now you know what it's for. That was actually organic. So we'll see you guys next week because we out. I got company. My amateur, he fucking won his. That's right. He won. He broke the dude's nose and he got his win. And I might as well be a strength and conditioning coach. 6 weeks ago, this dude was 215. I can't take all the credit because he's mad dedicated. This dude runs like 5 miles a day. But 6 weeks ago, Beeb, this dude was 215 and he fought an amateur fight Saturday at 165 and made weight. He ain't do no 2 pounds above, none of that. And he ain't kill himself to make this weight in the 6 weeks. He did the paleo diet. He worked out with Nestor to get this fucking. Oh my God!
You have to get him.
Wilder, be careful.
You have to get him a shot at Sev.
Yo, oh no, Sev don't want no parts. And let me tell you something. Sev is in the same tournament in June. Sev will be in that tournament. And and so will the Lion. So will the Lion.
Better get some.
Yo, follow me on Instagram.
We need that. You know what? You better get some super glue.
Yo, follow me on Instagram at NestGTO so that you can find him, because this guy fucking spelled his name all weird. It's like Elias _ Lion _ we're gonna get that shit fixed. I'm gonna PR him to death because he's nice. That's the bottom line.
You gotta do like a reality show. You gotta do like a reality show. You and
no, we're gonna eventually we're gonna start some sort of fitness thing. I mean, I got people emailing me like, yo, could I come to the gym? So I gotta see. If we get enough donations to rebuild the gym, then we might take on people. Because look, Mario allegedly, I'm using air quotes for those that don't come to YouTube, allegedly Mario's coming to town. We're gonna see Mario posting pictures over there with big traps on his Instagram. We're gonna see if that's real.
I'm waiting for Mario.
Cobra traps.
When he come work out with my boys.
Cobra traps.
Look, I haven't even posted no pad work yet because I know you guys are hard on me. So when I come with the pad work.
Oh damn!
No, and let me tell you, I've already done it, and this is what they do for a living. And they're like, Ness, post that shit. I'm like, no, because they tough on me. So when I come, I'm gonna be looking like Mayweather. It's gonna be like,
who's holding the pads for you, Ness?
You're talking mad shit.
Alex is another amateur. He's a heavyweight, but we getting him down to 175.
That's the IV.
We getting him down to 175 on the Boxing Voice weight loss plan. That's fucking right. We. International. You see that bossa? Matter of fact, if you ain't following me on IG, you really missing out because you get to truly see how big Luis Ortiz is, and you get to really see who the fuck is King Kong. But then there's skills. Then when you realize he's King Kong, then I'm the Dominican Nightmare. Of course, it's skill. Yeah, I mean we talking physique. I'm not a fighter. I'm not a fighter. I'm doing pull-ups over here. Get out of here. Listen, we out, man. Next week. Bye.
Mexicanos al grito de guerra.